Welcome, weary piglums. Piglums? Wow, dropped the ball immediately.
No. We have to talk about that.
I was going somewhere until my brain gave up. Welcome, weary pilgrims. I'm Wirt, and I'll be your dungeon master for the evening. You know, it's within the character. I feel like that's how that would have gone. I'm joined by the invaluable Nothing good.
My face is wet.
I am joined, as always, by the invaluable Arcana crew. Trick or treat, Arcana crew.
Trick or treat!
Oh,
Oh, come in.
We have some announcements to get through.
what do you say?
Trick or treat, come on in.
Come on in.
Come inside.
Come on in. I've got a lot of
seat.
toilet paper.
Make yourself at home. We have some announcements to get through before we begin
luck.
today. Luckily, today is very short, so it's all going to depend on how Taylor talks about our sponsors.
Oh
Take it
boy,
away.
you're gonna like this shit. It's our sponsors. The Gilded Rogue is the first one. You can buy a shirt and all the stuff. Just go to it. It's in our About section. You can also go to thegildedrogue.com/collections/Arcanarama, or just go to thegildedrogue.com and look at all the wares that they have. If you buy something, they will plant a tree for every item. So go and
Buy
a force of merch.
you piglums.
We're not going to call them piglums anymore. Could you imagine if I called you a piglum?
You did!
I was addressing the... Do you think when I say welcome, weary travelers, I'm talking to you guys?
Yeah.
No, you're the Arcana crew. I'm talking to them. They're the weary travelers.
I want to be a piglum.
Oh.
I want to be a piglum.
Okay, you guys can be piglums. That's fine. I'm not going to call our lovely viewers piglums. It just feels wrong. And I apologize for having done so on accident.
Go to the Gilded Rogue. It helps us. It helps them. It helps the world.
It does.
And then our other one is More Fun Comics and Games, our local comic book shop. They provide us with prizes. This is the thing you can win this week. It's backwards to you, but it's the Wild Beyond the Witchlight.
Witchlight.
You get 4 minis. We don't know what they are unless you want us to open it. You know the game. And Cameron will tell you how to win this if you are a follower and not from Quebec. But you can be from Quebec, you just can't win it.
You can't be living in Quebec.
Yeah.
That one.
Just because we've said it so many times, if you're from Quebec and you're watching, give us a follow anyway.
Yeah, give us
Prove it.
Let us know if you're from there, and then actually step outside of the province. Just step outside of the city limits and enter to win.
We're the cultured Arcana.
You'd have to have a shipping address
What
to
if you
receive
win,
packages
though?
outside of Quebec.
Yeah.
What if you're visiting Ontario and you
We don't have
win
time for
while
this.
you're there?
Check out arcanaramashow.com. It's our website. It's lovely. Taylor and Robbie put it together, and it's great. As Taylor said, thegildedrogue.com/collections/Arcanarama is where you can find our wares. We might have a few things coming soon, but I think we're still working out the legality of doing so.
Yes.
The one that I did.
Oh yeah, I need to check on that. You have to change it a certain amount.
Yeah, we'll see.
I might be able to just rob the font. That's safe. The image.
Oh, I
think
used
I'm
to
worried
commercially... I made sure that everything else about it was absolutely...
about. We'll put it up in the Discord and we can all argue about it.
Yeah.
Let's fight today.
Speaking of Discord, check it out. You can get there through the link in our About section. It's very active, actually. Not so much as to be annoying to you or to have to mute it. But if you ask a question or bring up a topic, then most likely someone will respond to you within the hour.
Everybody there is very nice.
Mm-hmm. It's a nice
You can
place.
show us your pets and your flowers and your drawings. And
Yeah.
your food.
Food.
Sam and I, as well as our friend Natalie, have a very special... It's not that special. We have a... in comparison to other things, it's great.
It's your
I don't
run-of-the-mill-
sleep anymore, and you're gonna say yeah, it's fucking fine, I guess.
No, it's excellent.
bet.
Something can be really good and not be special.
It's special because
That's
we're
what a,
there.
That's what a piglum is.
Yeah.
It's something really good, but not special.
Anyway, we have a wonderful, exquisite podcast coming out. Our first episode drops on Halloween Day. That's Monday for us. And the episode drops at 8 a.m. on Spotify or wherever you find your podcasts. It's called The Flickering Flashlight. And it is mostly a spooky stories podcast, but we do cover a little bit of the history behind the stories, as well as a touch of true crime here and there. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's very fun. Check it out. It comes out on Monday, our first episode. We've already got
personal stories.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. We've already got 5 episodes recorded and ready to go, so you know that it's not gonna just fall off after 2, which is great.
But maybe 5.
No, we've already got plans. I've already begun my research for our next story.
Fuck.
With that said, it's time for a vibe check. And today, our vibe check is in order. So if you'd like to do a vibe check along with us, you can type !vibe check in the chat to see how your vibes are as well.
DC 3.
Just seeing all of the...
Hey.
Got a 4.
I got a 14.
I got that's a 6.
I got an 18. It's the best vibe check I've
Oh
had.
my.
Oh. How exotic.
Oh, let me do one for the channel, as we do.
Let's see. So far we've got Rosestone with a 12.
Oh.
Alphabet 85 with a 19.
Damn.
Wee
Hey.
Firm with a 9.
Arcanarama also got a 19.
Hey. And 11-Day-Old Kobold with a 4.
Oh, no.
No nat ones today.
I got a
Hey,
4.
that's good.
Good so far.
Hey, Kobold.
How about 666 got a 17?
Yo,
yeah,
the
dude.
vibes are pristine.
vibe.
Immaculate, one could say.
Vibes are pristine.
With all that out of the way, I think it's time to find out if we're in for tricks or treats in tonight's extra spooky episode of Arcanarama. Previously on Arcanarama, the Mistwalkers awoke in the portly Prince and Chilrun shortly before sunset. They set about gathering maps and supplies from local shops as the decree of a new law echoed magically through the streets. After gaining the trust of me, local cartographer Wigan Hiddleshans, the party discovered that a resistance of sorts was rumoured to be gathering in the sewers beneath the streets. After continuing their shopping spree, the Mistwalkers met Callan Visrael, the world's most unfortunate cheese-peddling elf, begging on the sidewalk. With an intimate knowledge of the comings and goings of the city guard, Callan was revealed to be one of these resistance members and agreed to escort the party to their hideout in the sewers. Behind an illusory sewer wall therein, the party found not resistance, but an unfortunate group of civilians seeking asylum from the oppressive theocracy of Chilrun. Aiming to help these newly found downtrodden peoples, the Mistwalkers navigated their way through the sewers in the direction of the Cathedral of the Fairfather, where only the members of the city's knights, paladins, and the High Pontifex of the temple themselves were allowed. After discovering yet another illusory wall, a locked steel door, and a heavy stone passageway, the party found themselves within the white marble temple of the Fairfather. After clumsily breaking a stone bust within the hallway, the guards were alerted to the presence of an intruder, though they couldn't find the Mistwalkers' exact location. Attempting to gather as much intel as they could, the party followed the knight sent to protect the High Pontifex and got a glimpse of the oddly deformed Thalia Yaldrin before she invited the knight into her chambers and locked the doors behind them. What dangers await our heroes within the Cathedral of the Fairfather? What is the High Pontifex hiding? Will our heroes make it back to safety unnoticed? Find out right now on Arcanarama. We pick up in the same tense moment where we left off, as the High Pontifex of the Temple of the Fairfather has just locked the room to her chambers down the hall from where you all stand in hiding. You feel slightly exposed in the corridor and begin to hear shuffling of armor coming from the stairwell behind you. What would you like to do?
Is there a window?
There are tons of stained glass windows, yes. Kind of lining the hallway.
But none that you can just like open and like jump out of.
No, none of them. Make a
Why do
perception
you
check.
ask?
Just curious. Ooh. That is a 29.
29. You are absolutely certain in this exquisitely built decorative cathedral that none of the stained glass windows just slide open.
Damn.
What are they depicting?
This is all just decorative.
Are any of the stained glass windows depicting a door? And could that door be used?
No, none of them depict a door. Most of them are depicting either who you presume to be different important figures within the temple, or some of them depict what look like battle scenes between some sort of giantoids and smaller figures.
Okay.
A quick question: Did we get like a look inside the room? Like not like we did like not like a detailed description, but I feel like I remember like a bed or some kind of description of the room.
I don't think so, but I mean, I will say that if you, looking past, because there was pretty large double doors that opened, you would have seen a glimpse of some paintings along the walls, as well as the canopy surrounding a bed.
Okay. Okay. So that's boots and armor. We should leave. Maybe the same way we came in.
Are they coming from the direction that we were coming
They're
from?
coming from the direction that you came up. So, just for the sake of this, and because I put time into this, I'm going to throw up a map of the floor that you're currently on, the second floor of the cathedral, and I'll let you guys know kind of where you're at. I'll be posting these in Maps and Places in our Discord
Maps and places.
for anybody who wants to
You'll have to
see.
share yours.
If you're not already in the Discord, there's a link to it in our About section.
So,
Party.
up on the second floor in the Cathedral of the Fair Father, you're currently standing kind of around the corner in 1A. 1B is where you came from and is where you hear the sound of footsteps approaching.
Oh, so there's a room to the right of us?
I'm gonna say
Or like-
I'm gonna use
and-
cardinal directions. We'll say to the east is the direction of the Pontifex's chamber towards number 2.
Yeah, so to the north.
Yeah, so those stairs lead up to the chamber doors of the Pontifex that were closed and locked. And then, looking back around, there is the hallway continues behind you towards number 6 if you wanted to head in that direction.
And the boots are not coming from 6.
The boots are coming from 1B up the stairwell that you
Okay.
also came up. So, what would you like to do?
Is there anyone else out in that main hallway in front of us?
Not currently, no. It was the singular knight who entered the chambers.
Okay, I'm gonna point towards the other stairs around 6.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
There we go.
you begin making your way in that direction. Stepping down a couple of flights of stairs, like half flights almost, to the slightly lower portion, the stairs curve around to just a very seemingly heavy wooden door that is currently closed, pressed into the stone.
Can I hear anything on the other side of it?
Make a perception check.
I'll be checking down where we came from to see if anything is moving our way.
Yeah, you can make a perception check as well.
25.
Nice. You don't hear any sound coming from the other side of the door.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to open it.
Yeah, you go to open the door, and it appears to be locked.
Do the thing. I got a 15.
15. A few moments pass before you see... Here, let me actually check on this real quick. 2 more armored figures stepping up out of the stairwell from where you had come up as well. And don't even glance in your direction. They immediately turn and begin heading towards the Pontifex's chambers.
They're going to be done checking that area soon. We need to move.
Okay, can I try to pick this lock?
Absolutely. Go ahead and make a check with your thieves' tools.
Not tools.
Is this one of those things that you can't roll below a 10 on?
I guess since I have proficiency.
Did you take expertise in that or no?
I don't know what that would count as, but I know that I'm proficient in thieves' tools.
Okay.
So I would.
don't know.
You can't expertise thieves tools.
You can.
You can.
Yeah. I did with Duck in our one-shot yesterday. It'll be on
Yay.
YouTube tomorrow. No, Monday.
Monday.
Two
Monday.
Morrows.
In 2 morrows.
22.
22. With ease, you work your whisk picks into the lock and give it a little bit of kind of jostling inside, feeling the pins lock into place. A little bit of a jiggle. You jiggle the pins before gently turning them, and you hear a click as you know the door to be now unlocked.
Okay. I'm going to slow open.
Yeah, slowly pressing the door open. There's a bit of a creak, but
How much water is in it?
rushing, more of a river, I should say. The door creaks slightly as you open it, but not loud enough to garner the attention of the guards, who seemingly have disappeared within the Pontifex's chambers down the hall, if you're still looking, Silas. Stepping inside, you see what appears to be some sort of shrine, almost. There's a tall statue in this relatively small chamber comparatively to the rest of the cathedral. Still has very high ceilings. But you see a statue depicting a long bearded humanoid man with a mane of straight hair, wearing heavy armor. That the entire statue has this sort of light, like silver, almost white shimmer to it. There are yellowish brown flowers that have wilted in vases and various wall hangings around the room that fill the room with this eerie state of smell of stagnant decay. If that makes sense. Have you ever smelled dead flowers?
Yeah. No, I wasn't making a face at that. That was like an in-character thinking.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of an eerie,
A room
Earthy scent.
disused, right? Like,
mm-hmm.
not drafty.
Does this statue appear to be of the Fair Father?
Make a religion check.
Dirty 20?
Yes, this does appear to be depicting the Lord of Light and Law, the Fair Father.
And this room was locked?
Mm-hmm.
Is that typical for temples to lock their shrines to their god?
I'll say carrying over from that religion check, that does seem a little bit odd. And another odd thing is having this kind of private sanctum. Like it seems kind of like a strange, out of place, or out of the way place to put a shrine like this. And you get the sense it might be for private use of the Pontifex, based on its proximity to her chambers.
Is there anything else weird in here?
Make an investigation check.
I do the same.
What
Absolutely.
else is about it?
I'm gonna look for,
I know it's green.
like, if there's a way out of here other than the door we came through.
Yeah, you can make an investigation check as well.
21.
18.
18 and 21. Nice.
16?
16. Looking around, Alma, you don't see any doors that lead out of this chamber, no cracks in the walls or any type of seams that look like they hinted any sort of mechanism or exit from this room, other than the one you entered through.
Mm-hmm.
Silas and Cholula, almost at the same time, looking down, you notice that there's a strange sort of color change in the stone floor in this room, which is less... a lot of the floors downstairs were very like polished marble. Up here it's more rough, more of a rough texture to it. It's not like a glossy finish.
Mm-hmm.
But each of you notice this kind of brownish discoloration in the center of the room, directly in front of, like at the feet of the statue of the Fair Father. And you instantly both recognize the sight of long dried blood.
Oh, I was gonna say secret tunnel. Okay. You know, secret tunnel.
What part of my description was leading towards secret
Because
tunnel?
there's one piece of the floor that's different from the rest of the floor. I was thinking,
Oh, no, it's-
that's the
it-
trap door to the secret tunnel.
It kind of like there's a bit of like a blending out to the regular stone.
Okay.
Make a straight intelligence check, both of you.
Okay. That's a nat one.
Cholula was really hoping for a secret tunnel.
forgets.
I'm just sad. You guys can lead us out.
19.
19. Yeah, Silas, looking around, you notice tucked behind the foot of the statue is a small, very like bejeweled, hilted dagger that looks very ceremonial. And kneeling down and kind of inspecting the blood-stained floor, you see a couple of hints of some type of hair or fur, and you get the sense that probably not always, but at least recently, this has become a sort of sacrificial ritual chamber.
Hey, do I take the dagger that I just found, or do I leave it? They could probably scry on it, couldn't they?
Likely. And it also, I mean, is it cool?
But if it goes into a bag of holding, it doesn't matter if they scry on it.
Fine. I take it, put it in the bag of holding. I'm going to take a bit of fur as well, kind of like roll it into like a little manageable piece of like
For sure.
fur.
Do I?
You can add a dagger to your inventory if you'd like.
Okay.
Have we heard, as we've been here and heard, like, knights scurrying around, or would I know just by being a person who lives in this world, what some, like, common greetings would be to and from followers of the Fair Father?
Make another religion check. I'm going to say with disadvantage because outside of the Flayed Lord, Alma doesn't have a lot of... And I guess the Covetous King now as well.
16?
16. You get the sense that though there may be similarities between the two, this is more of a traditional religion, more so than like the cult-like behavior of the Silver Stake, which I know Alma wasn't present for that specific area, but it would just be common greetings. There wouldn't be like any specific like code between followers of the Fair Father. Just another god amongst the pantheon.
Do I know that would I know that this particular god is one that needs sacrifice? Is this...
I would say no roll required. No, that feels weird. The Fair Father is the god of light and law and embodies justice, basically. If you had to pick a deity that their morals aligned with the Harpers, it would be the Fair Father. Justice for all and down with tyranny.
You know.
So, yeah, murdering something at an altar to that god seems kind of off.
Did you find an exit by chance? Sorry, scurrying around.
No. I'm wondering, right? This is stupid, but go with me for a moment. We haven't found an exit yet. We're running out of places to hide. Maybe we can lie our way out, right? Act like we're supposed to be here the whole time. You look like normal people, and
I think that's the issue.
I'm cloaked in white. Things could go okay.
You guys don't look like commoners, by the way. Like,
No,
you are
but
decked
we
out in
could-
adventuring gear and like sparkling weapons.
We could make this work.
We could make
If
this
everyone-
work. And I like kind of motion to like my near trench coat and boots and hat and sword.
How
How
many of the soldiers went up into the room with the Pontifex?
I saw two more join. I didn't really. Thinking back, how many feet could I discern from before we ran off?
You saw two.
I saw two, but
specifically.
hearing, like, how many could I hear coming up from the other?
Oh, you get the sense that was the sound that you heard. It was just kind of like the clanking of the pair's armor coming up the stairs.
Two more joined, and they didn't seem to come back out of that inlet.
I will also say, make an insight check.
It's nasty today.
Nasty.
25.
Nice. Yeah,
I know my security details.
there's more nervous energy than panic or urgency. It seems less like there's a reaction of like intruders, we must find them, and more of like
We need to protect them.
of like yeah, we think there might be somebody here. Let's get the Pontifex to safety.
We could kind of wait it out if they're trying to just insulate the Pontifex from this threat.
Well, I mean, if they all seem, mostly worried about that, then we can. I mean, we might be able to go back out the way we came in. We couldn't get it closed. If they're not standing around waiting for us there.
That's true.
And they're very loud. We can hear them coming.
We cannot
I
lead
don't
them
like
back
the
to the
idea of
tunnels at all.
being cornered here
Mm-hmm.
if we wait too long. So that's better than trying to find an exit in what is possibly a maze.
Right.
Yeah, lead the way.
Okay. I'm gonna try to head back to where we came in.
Okay. Heading back up the small few flights of stairs into the corridor. You guys trying to be quiet about this?
Oh,
Yeah.
Make a stealth check. And again, there are plenty of like display pillars and tapestries hanging in the hallways. It's not just like open stone that you're trying to like press up against the walls through. Like there are things to hide behind.
Did we have Pass Without a Trace going still?
I know I renewed it once. And
I
has
think
an
it's
hour gone.
I think it's still going from the time that you renewed it. If I'm not mistaken. I don't think I am.
Cocked.
Cock.
Cocked.
8.
Plus 10 from Pass Without a Trace.
18. I was trying to find out if I could make that not be 8, so I wasn't listening.
Gotcha.
33.
Nice.
26. Plus 7 plus 10. Yeah.
All right. So, heading through the hallway back towards
2?
2, and then ducking into the stairwell at 1B. You begin heading down the stairway, now clear of night for the moment, the time being, I should say, and make your way down to the first floor of the cathedral yet again. The chamber that you came from. Share another map.
Ooh.
Especially since you guys already kind of ran around down here a little bit.
We do scurry.
Ignore 8 for the time being. That's in a different place.
Don't look at it.
Don't look.
So coming down the stairwell, which is 5B, you find yourselves entering the area number 5, which is a little corridor that cuts perpendicular to... well, let me ask, how familiar do you think your characters would be with temples? Like, the basic layout of a temple.
More than before she died, but probably not by heart.
Okay.
Arguably, probably more estates, things you would infiltrate.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think temples would call for that too often.
That makes sense.
Sometimes you gotta break into it.
I mean, Silas did have a brief moment in his childhood with the Temple of...
I don't think it would be a part of his life where he was analyzing the
Dark Light.
architecture and the layout of the buildings.
Right, true.
Yeah, I think Jalila's only experience with them has probably been, well, these guys.
Okay.
These
Yeah, I'd say Alma, you'd be aware enough to know that this is... you don't know specifically what the symbolism is to to the Fairfather, But you enter this corridor made almost entirely of stained glass. And the windows cause the area to almost like dance with silver, gold, red, and blue light. And you're sure it has some sort of architectural symbolism to it. But for now, you're more focused on where you're headed next. So, if you were to head to your right, towards the stairs there, that would lead you towards 2, which is kind of the area that you exited the hallway from.
Is
Or
the
if you'd
little
like
thing next to 2 like the way we got in?
No.
Mm.
That's actually not pictured here.
Yeah, just going back to that thing that we came in through.
Okay.
The broken statue.
Yeah.
You all begin heading in that direction to the right, and you reach a set of stone steps of polished marble that lead down about 10 feet to a stone landing. On the eastern side of the room is another stone staircase that leads further down into a dark tunnel. Getting a better look now, you realize that that was the direction that one of the guards took off when they initially came across the broken statue, which the broken bust is still there. The pieces haven't even been cleaned up yet. Could I have Silas make one more insight check?
Okay.
A dark tunnel, huh? I want to know what's down there.
We'll call it good.
That sticks to my fingers. It's D4. It's a jumbo. I don't know if that counts for the D4. That's 25 again.
Yeah. 25. Yeah, you recognize that, thinking back on it now, the guard that you saw head down that stairwell was one of the 2 that came up the stairs previously. So at some point he must have turned around and backtracked.
We don't hear any more shuffling in this floor, at least in our area.
Make a perception check.
Damn. 25.
Dirty 20?
Nice.
2 18s.
Silas with a 25. As you're making your way over to the bust to give it a pull to try and open it, you keep an ear out in that direction, and you hear this faint sort of grinding sound, like stone on stone, that's brief, and then a muffled voice.
Can I make out what it's saying?
Not quite. It's very echoey, just kind of bouncing off of the stone. It seems feminine in nature, but it is not loud enough for you to hear what's being said.
And nothing is impeding, nothing is between us and getting to the statue thing, the bust.
Correct.
Noted. I guess I would continue moving towards the bust.
All right. Yeah, you do so. You gonna try and pull it open again?
Yeah.
Go ahead and make an athletics check.
This one rolled a perception as well.
I probably didn't get as much as you did.
Yeah, it was your 25 is what got you the voice and the grinding.
Down the dark tunnel.
Mm-hmm.
That's 2 Fs.
Uh-oh!
Am I right? This guy. He's so drunk.
This time reaching down towards the base of the pillar, which you know to be affixed to the wall. You, using mostly legs, just kind of push with your legs and pull the wall out and open it up just enough for the 3 of you to be able to fit through, if you would like.
Okay.
Yep. My shadow's just kind of like on the wall and like pushing you in. Like, go.
You realize, stepping in and turning around once again, there's not like a handle on this side.
Mm-hmm.
And in order to get it fully reclosed is going to be a challenge. Because fingies.
I have a weird question about a spell.
What's that?
If it could pull something towards me.
Does it specify a creature?
Yes?
That wouldn't work on an object then.
What if
I got
the
nothing.
object was between the creature?
If there was a creature on the other side of it,
Well,
Yeah.
but then it would have to be a creature I can see.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't see them if they're on the other side of a wall.
True. I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm just saying it's going to be challenging.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to know what's in the tunnel. We didn't find anything.
I mean, I have a fucking dagger, but sure. And I'll just like
What?
slip back out of the statue thing. Are we good?
I mean, if we leave it like this, they'll probably think that we left, right? Back through here?
But
But then they'll follow,
then they'll find
and they could find.
the kids, the people.
Yes, I suppose so. So we should push it back close.
It's not, it was very easy to move. It was fine.
I mean, it looked easy.
Well, thank you.
So we're going back out?
Yes.
Okay.
I couldn't think of a way to close it anyway. Unless you have very strong string. No? Okay. Start pushing
Yeah. Make one more athletics check.
This one's gonna be bad. I'm gonna break an arm off.
It's another nat 20.
Another match.
Nice. Yeah, no, you've got it down now. And I'm going to say after 2 nat 20s, one for opening, one for closing, no more rolls required for getting through this door, except to close it from the other side.
Oh, you have
Which that won't be athletics. That'll be a different thing. But we'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
no idea.
But for now, yeah, silently you push it closed, and everything is still in place. Looks just as it did when you arrived.
So what are we doing?
Well, we could try to keep going on this floor and see if there's another way out, or we could go down the dark tunnel
There's
and
like
see
a
what's
female
there.
voice and like the sound of grinding stone in this direction.
Do you think maybe something down there would be like a shard?
I'm pretty suspicious about that.
I mean, I imagine the Pontifex has more or less shard-worthy things. But sure, yeah. How much longer would you say Pass Without a Trace has?
We'll call it 30 minutes. Still
It's
have.
not me, it's him. Like, he can keep us good, but he's
Right.
can be distracted.
So, do we go
Do our
check
best.
underneath, or do we leave and try to come back another time?
I mean,
This could buy me time to figure out how to close the door. So yeah, let's figure some things out.
Okay,
okay.
we'll head towards the tunnel.
Okay.
Sneaky, sneaky.
Stepping down the dark stairwell, you come to yet another heavy steel door. You get the sense that this is why the voice seems so muffled. There's no padlock or bar on the side of the door, but there is a keyhole beneath the crescent moon-shaped handle.
Is there a little window?
There's not a window, no.
Damn.
Is this a
There is, however, there are like depictions of like stone relief carvings of various faces, kind of along the top. Make a history check.
is this one of those rare keyholes that you can see through?
Would you like to kneel down and try and peer through the keyhole?
I would.
Make a perception check.
So just a quick bend of the waist.
17
check.
on history.
17. You recognize some of the faces from the. Some of them have very distinct facial hair or hairstyles and shapes of like jaws. You recognize some of them from the depictions in the stained glass on the second floor.
Oh, that's like
17.
17. Kneeling down and peering through. No, you are just met with. Your dark vision helps a little bit. You can see some like mechanisms inside, but you cannot see clear through to the other side, unfortunately.
Don't even think that's a thing.
Probably
Really think
not.
that's
It'd be a
a-
shitty lock if you
It'd
could
be
just
so
see all the way
bad.
through.
I mean, you could put the pins in so they're sliding like in the door, but like, why would you leave it open like that? You're locking something in, but like, hey, they can look. It's so stupid. Look, but do not touch. Unless you have a key.
Can we hear anyone talking still in there?
When I got closer, did I hear anything?
Yeah, I'd say you guys can still hear muffled voices. You can all hear it now as you got closer.
Okay.
Can we make any of it out?
Make a perception check.
Stop trying to make out.
12.
12.
Wait. 10, 11, 12. Yes. Listen.
It's... I don't know if you guys have ever had loud neighbors.
Yeah.
I mean, like, we shared a wall with some loud neighbors for a while.
Wanted to wear my skin.
It's that sense of, like, you can hear two distinct voices. There's a masculine voice and a feminine voice. But you do not... but you can't make out what's being said. It's just this... You get, like, tones and...
May I ask what those tones are? Like angry, jovial, casual?
Make an insight check with disadvantage.
Well, those are both 16.
Damn.
23.
Nice. 23 is a high roll.
Thank you.
Yeah, you-
disadvantage, man.
You hear kind of almost pleading tones from the masculine voice, like someone is trying to convince someone of something. There's just that kind of almost like rolling sound to the sentences, structure to the sentences, I should say, and very sharp responses from the feminine voice.
Does that
Sharp and abrupt.
feminine voice sound anything like the Pontifex we just
Sounds similar.
heard? It seems like it's through this door.
Okay. I'm gonna try to pick the.
Julia begins
Oh.
trying to pick the lock.
Wait, no.
I think the Pontifex is on the other side of that door.
Okay. Do we eat her or
Eat her?
are we leaving?
Those are the two options.
Hold on. What? Me?
Please be reasonable.
You have never suggested eating someone before. Not once.
Well, you know
I mean-
what I mean.
we could
I don't.
we could try and talk this out.
I'm just saying
By
we're here.
unlocking a door illegally?
I'm just saying that
We don't have to say that we did it illegally. How's she gonna know
They
that we unlocked it legally versus illegally?
You're sacrificing beings in front of statues in this building. We are
What if
beings.
she's about to sacrifice a person?
That's kind
man?
of my concern. It sounds like there might be an argument
The only
happening.
people in the room with the Pontifex are guards.
I don't think there's anybody else in there. There's only two voices.
One could be speaking and the others could be quiet. Am I insane? You said eat her.
I didn't mean like you would literally eat something.
And so you meant.
Obviously. We all knew that you spoke in metaphors.
Don't speak for me. I don't understand. We're about to walk into a room full of guards and a
Maybe,
very angry Pontifex.
I just feel like we're here, so should we do something about it, or should we try to find a door?
There are so many doors.
Well, there's one.
But if
right
she's
here.
about to sacrifice somebody and we just walk away, that feels pretty bad too.
That feels pretty bad.
We came into this situation knowing bad things were going on.
No, we didn't. Did we?
We did.
Oh, you mean like right now specifically? We don't have a lot of time. What are we gonna do?
We have enough time for this. I vote no. Can I say that? I mean, I'm down for whatever.
No to
but
what?
no eating anyone
Well, of course.
in a
No.
room.
But maybe if we have to, like,
Where are we standing in relation to the map?
Let's see here.
Where did
you're
I hear
still
the
you're still
stone?
currently in technically in area 2 on the first floor.
Okay, first
So you're in that little offshoot, like you went down the steps to the right of area 2, and are standing at a door there.
Okay.
Where did I hear the stone sound coming from?
Down here.
The other side of the door, presumably.
Start opening the door. I'm gonna go check. Can I go up to and just look and see if anyone's coming or listen?
Yeah, make a perception check.
Okay.
Are you heading all the way up to the top of the steps?
Yeah, just to, like this kind of that junction to see if I can hear or see.
For sure.
Is this like a padlock or a...
It is a keyhole.
Okay, great. I was gonna, if it was like a padlock, I was gonna try and catch it so it doesn't...
That's fair.
Dirty 20.
Nice. You do hear a number of voices and kind of like a low, sort of, there's no better description I can think of than religious chanting coming from, best you could surmise around area 4 or maybe 7. There are voices off in that direction, but it sounds ceremonial.
Okay, I'm gonna go back. Okay, so we are going to pick this lock and walk in and say, "Oh, I thought this was the bathroom."
I mean, if you wanted, we could go steal some armor.
It doesn't.
But we'd have to beat up more people to do that.
But you, instead, you'd rather walk in without armor and beat up people
It's
with
hard to
armor.
do the things I do with armor on, so I do actually prefer that. If that's cool.
It doesn't seem like they're on full alert. I feel like there's like a service going on out there. Something is chanting.
Oh.
I was like, so they've given up on us. I guess we weren't that big of a deal.
I mean, chances are if we go through this door, we may have to fight. But it seems like there's only 2 people in there. If we go back out that way, there's a bunch of people chanting, and we might have to fight all of them
We're
if we can't
standing
find a
on
way
the
out.
other side of a door, speculating on what's on the inside.
But we
when
already
we could
know
just
that there's something going wrong in Chillrun, and that it might have to do with what's going on everywhere right now. And if we can maybe fix that in Chillrun, it makes our jobs a lot easier going
I'm
forward.
not saying leave Chillrun. I'm saying, take our information and take it to people that could use it along with us. Right? I have a dagger. I have knowledge of things being sacrificed to a god that does not need sacrifice.
But we don't.
Everyone's around town saying, "Oh, the Lord of Light," or whatever the hell his name is. But that's not a sacrificial god.
No, not typically. But we don't know who would even be willing to help us, or how long it'll take, or how many people are going to be hurt while we stand around trying to find somebody else to deal with our problems.
Did I say that? I didn't say that.
I understand, but if we...
Regrouping,
Right. That would be ideal. But that could take months, if not longer.
Do it.
Are you sure?
I'm here.
Maybe we get on the other side and they're just like, well, that's pretty rude. We were setting up a surprise party for Tom.
Yeah, it's just a whisk. Sorry we opened the door you clearly didn't want opened.
But I mean, if they're cool, they'll be cool about it.
If they're cool, when have you ever locked a door and someone opened the door without your key and you're like, you know what?
I mean,
pretty
listen,
rad. That's kind of awesome.
Best case scenario, they're having some sort of kinky event and we accidentally walk in on it and they're kind of mad, right? But we can talk our way out of it.
Everything you've said is bad.
Worst case scenario, they're killing a guy
And we save them.
and we save them.
Neat.
The option, I think, is just to go back to the sewers, tell them what we found, take a rest, and then come back and deal with it on another day, but...
Now that we know a bit of the layout, we know what they do when they go on alert.
Does it sound like it's getting worse in the room?
No, there's actually a bit of a lull at the moment.
We know what they do whenever there's a red alert, if you will. Back when people who wore red
Have we
would
figured out a way?
respond to alerts.
Have we figured out a way to close that wall behind us?
I was thinking about getting really angry and seeing if I could. Yeah, it's been a while. I was thinking about digging my hands into it and seeing if I
That
could...
might make a lot of noise.
Yeah, but it would be closed. That's all I came up with.
They
It's a bit better
closed
than
it.
opening a door that shouldn't be open.
Okay, well,
They
if we're gonna
closed it
leave
behind us before, right?
We closed it.
because they think that we're in here.
We've closed it every time.
Oh, we closed it. Okay.
The closing
But
is
if
what
we-
made it.
If we go back out and leave it open or make too much noise on our way out, they're gonna start checking the sewers and they might find the people there. So if we're gonna leave, we need to leave another direction.
Right. So I guess where I'm at is if we go out there and have to find a different way out, there's still a chance that we'll run into someone and have to fight, but without finding out what's going on down here.
If we walk into the room with the Pontifex, we have lit a fire under this
I thought the
entire city.
Pontifex was upstairs.
It sounds like she's in here.
That's weird.
It's all everyone talks about
Are
in the
there
city is the
two?
god, and that's the last group of people I want looking for these 3 people. The 3 people that are going to go, whoops,
But
sorry
not-
about the door.
Not everybody in a temple is a guard.
Are there two?
How many have we heard so far?
Have we been able to get maybe a count of how many guards have been looking for us as we've been scuttling around?
I clocked 2 outside of the one that went in first, right?
Correct. So that's. It seems like, based off of the recognition that you had of the guard that was in both places, it seems like the 4 that initially came across your entry are the 4 who have been searching.
But if you are someone who is protected and kept in a building that no one else can come in, the people you want around you are bad people, are very intense fighters.
But how would she get down here?
I don't know the layout of this place.
There could be a secret passage through the room that she was in to here, which would mean that this is a very utilized room for her.
If we can get somewhere where we are clear, I have this, and I pull out, like, kind of dig around for the potion of clairvoyance. I think I can get in that room without getting into the room. I just need a space where I can kind of not use my senses for it. I saw into it whenever the door was open, and I think I can
Right.
put myself there. It doesn't. There's an odd number of us now. It can go to vote. I'm just putting out my normal castings. I want this to
Right.
go well for the whole city, but I don't want to spoil our names for the god right here.
Right.
My argument. I'm gonna go check out there again.
So how do we get out?
Can I go back to where I went to listen?
Mhm.
The chanting, did that seem like fine? Did that seem like a mass? Like, were people from the street doing
So I will say, you recall being told specifically by, I think, Wigan Hiddleshins, the cartographer, that the general public is not allowed into the cathedral. It is only knights, squires, knights, and paladins, and the Pontifex herself are the only people who are actually allowed within this space. So if it is some sort of like service, it is an internal one. It's not like public services are held in Silverlight Park. But you do hear, going back, no roll required, keeping the air out, you hear a singular voice that will say a few lines. And what? Actually, make a. You speak Common and Dwarven, correct? Yeah, you don't understand the language that's being spoken. It's actually very beautiful. It's almost like, it sounds like singing almost. But you hear one singular voice and then followed by a chorus that seems to repeat the same melody, we'll say.
I would recognize Elven, though, if I heard it.
It is not Elven.
Okay. Have you guys made a decision? There seems to be some kind of a internal service going on. No commoners are allowed in. It's all knights,
So-
squires, paladins, and the like.
Would there be, I mean, if we go out a regular door, would there be guards posted?
Almost certainly.
Yeah, likely. At least on the outside. Maybe not on the inside.
We could maybe get out through a window, But we're gonna have
We'd
to
have to
move
break it.
fast after.
Down a slide.
You could make it quiet.
I could make it
Around.
quick.
I could make it quiet around the glass. I think my friend could.
I could get rid of.
Are there any spaces in any of the stained glass we passed that like the between the wrought iron that makes this? You know what stained glass is. We all know what stained glass is.
Yes.
We've all been there.
But are there any pieces that are big enough for us to like shoot through, or would we have to get rid of those bars as well?
You'd probably have to get rid of the bars as well.
Okay, I can fuck up a window if we can make it quiet.
I can get us 5 to 10 minutes, probably 10.
Of quiet,
Very quiet. We wouldn't be able to communicate if we're all.
but we'd be. Does it take over the space or the us?
The space.
We'd be getting out of the space as quickly as possible. So
Okay.
We need to
something's
pick.
stabbing me.
We need to pick one that is has got enough of an area to see through to make sure we aren't jumping into something on the other side.
Right.
We're on the first floor now, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Technically, where you currently are positioned, you are below ground level.
But if we went up and found
Okay,
a window.
well,
Well, peering out of 2, I can see long down the left and down to the right as well.
What would you
Would I
do to the
know-
window?
That I'm like on the long end of a building.
I can.
Yeah,
It
for sure.
can not exist anymore.
But how?
Could I see the map of the city real quick?
I could just, disintegrate it. No more window
I mean, does that have to do with the kind of
or
material?
wall, maybe even.
I was gonna say you don't even need it to be a window. You could probably go through
Actually,
stone.
yeah, that's true.
But what about this steel door right here?
The door that we can't agree whether or not we want to go into.
Yes, I'm just curious.
If we're gonna go through that door, I want to be able to do that spell just in case. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Right, I'm just curious if you are
I
able to
could-
do that to a steel door.
I could do that to pretty much anything, I think.
Oh,
As you guys are having this conversation and getting a little heated in the moment.
Oh, I don't think that was more just like
I need you to understand.
Well, yeah, not
Heated
heated
before.
as in like mad at each other, but heated as in like more emotive.
Excitable.
More emotive. We're gonna bust out a new toy, just for funsies.
toy?
This is gonna be kind of an odd use for it, but mostly I just want to use it.
It's like a cop.
So, this is our new friend. I made him this weekend.
can you help with that cable?
I
Yeah.
haven't come up with a name yet. Oh, we're good. We're good.
watch your screen.
So if you
Yeah.
have any suggestions for a name, let us know. Wearing a cape was a horrible idea. So, those of you at home should be able to see this in real time along with us. Hopefully everybody can reach.
Reach,
I trust you guys to have longer arms than Sam, actually.
Yeah.
A little bit more this way.
It's a little bit hard to see into. Wonder what we can do about that.
Yeah, I actually won't be able to see it until I pick it up. But just for the sake of this, try and use jumbos so that the audience can see clearly. I will say, you guys are going to make a quick stealth check as you're having this conversation. To,
Pass with up.
yeah, we're nearing the last about 15-minute
Okay.
window of Pass Without a Trace. So we'll do this one at a time because with all of your modifiers and everything added, you need to have your total rolls altogether be equal to 60 to remain quiet, to have not been noticed. Because you can hear voices through the door,
Yeah.
voices can be heard through the door. So whoever would like to go first.
I've been doing badly. Let's go.
Can you reach okay? You just fully miss?
Yeah, I can't reach her. I don't have long arms.
Oh, I see it. I don't even know what that is. That's a
3.
3. So 6, 16.
16. Sorry, microphone.
It's going good.
Might have need to make that a drawer to pull out the bag.
Yeah, right? Let me just fucking do that.
Those might have needed to.
You ever just
not,
made a drawer?
Not right now.
You ever just made a this? That was 16
It's
total, you
on
said?
me. I have no arms. Yeah.
Okay.
If I have a skeleton, I could reach.
That's 4.
It's going well.
Things are going good.
22.
Okay. Right now we are at 38. So Cholula, this roll needs to be at least. Hang on. I know I shouldn't have needed a calculator for this. You need to roll at least a 22 on this. You're proficient in stealth.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can you roll lower than a 22 with pass without a trace?
No. But I still want to see what it is.
Yeah, go for it. If it's a natural 1, I'm gonna say we're gonna call it less
Yeah.
than 60.
That
It's
is
10.
a 10, so that would be 23, 33.
33. Okay. You managed to keep yourselves quiet enough to not rouse any suspicion through the doors.
I think we've at least Alma and I have practiced whisper screaming at it for the amount of time.
It's most of our conversations.
Go ahead and keep the cat ready, but off to the side for now in case we need it. And yeah, if you weary travelers at home, sorry, no, I didn't point my mic at my face for any of this. If you weary travelers at home have ideas for what we should call our tray of fate or whatever, let us know in the chat. You may continue your discussion, knowing that you are unhurt.
So is what you're doing loud?
Not if you make it quiet.
That's why I was asking.
Yeah,
so-
yeah. Otherwise, I think so. I think pretty loud.
Okay, let me know when and where, and I could.
I could do it to a wall, window, whatever we want, but a window might be better because we can see what's going to be on the other side.
Right. I was asked. Knowing that we're on like the long side, and I'm looking out at more building, would I know a little bit about where we would be if we left a window on this side, looking at the city map?
I would say yes. Let me look at what
Yeah, the city map that
improper shape I used on the city map to represent this very long, skinny building.
Stone Barrow, it looks like. Where am
Yeah, I think it's mislabeled on
in
there
the
as well.
opposite direction?
I think it's just labeled as fortress here. Or wait, did I send you? Which one did I send?
Temple of Foltus,
Okay, perfect.
I think is what.
Yeah. So I would say that you would be aware that Silverlight Park is kind of at the far left end.
Okay.
So that like entryway for Area 1 on the first floor would exit out into Silverlight Park. And then
Okay,
kind of
so-
like straight across the way from there, you'd see Wiggins maps of.
Yeah. So if I was standing at the top of the two, that's north.
Right.
Proper. Okay. Well, this is north. Silverlight Park is that way, and I'll like point down.
Are we trying to get to the park?
I'm just telling you where we are in relation to windows. So when we leave here,
Well,
we have a direction.
Let's head that way.
we can start making our way towards where we would let out at Silverlight Park, and if we see a better exit, that would be ideal. But if we don't, magic hands.
Okay.
Magic hands. Okay. I guess we step out and head down one.
Okay.
And looking for windows, I imagine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Stepping out, you enter a beautiful long chamber that sports 2 rows of intricately carved pillars that lead up to a high vaulted ceiling that stretches up about 80 feet above you. The high ceiling bears an enchanted painting that's depicting shooting stars behind a moon that resembles the symbol of the Fair Father, that full moon with a sort of golden crescent moon in shadow over it. And it's a really beautiful space, and the walls are, again, lined pretty much all the way down with tall, like 80-foot tall stained glass depictions of giants and heroes, and some depictions you can see of actually the city itself in these more sort of stark white areas of the stained glass, I should say. It's like more of like a milky white rather than clear. So yeah, you are spoiled for choice when it comes to stained glass windows.
Yeah, I'd say the near wall on the north, whatever window, do that. But it's window breaker's choice.
Can we, through any of these windows, make out anything that's on the other side?
No. Only so like you can see that there are some bushes up close to some of them.
But we can't see
like,
very
yeah,
far.
once you get like more than a few inches away from the window, it's so like it's not like smooth
Yeah.
stained glass. It's like this kind of
Beach glass.
yeah.
Okay.
Can
Very
we
dimply
see a
texture.
door?
Yeah, there's an open archway at the far end.
Like
far
to,
western end.
Like to outside?
Yeah. It's also dark outside, so it's actually there's not as much light coming in through the windows.
Oh, yeah.
So there's an open archway that leads outside.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, let's take that.
Are there guys?
Not on the inside of it.
Okay. I'm gonna motion at that thing. And then can we try to to either side peek around to see if there's some guys?
You sure? Is that what you want to do?
Oh, not when you ask it like that.
I'm just asking. You want to make your way to the front door and peek outside?
Carefully.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make stealth checks.
I'm gonna hang back.
Okay.
We don't need 3 heads
I'll
in this.
motion to, is that a door a little bit north of that main door?
Yeah,
That
there's a
second
closed
pillar?
wooden door there.
I'll motion to that for Alma. There's like a little door, like clearing to the second pillar there.
I guess I'll check that.
Okay, it's currently closed.
Oh,
Yo,
Is it-
it's a different dice, but it's a nat 20 too.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Are we still with the thing?
No.
Pass without trace is gone?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think you
this
said it was like 10 out and we argued some more.
Okay. So that is a 23.
I'm guessing, is that little space, right? So,
Yeah.
there's at one, there's the arch, and then there's this little guy.
Mm-hmm.
Is it? Can I peek under it?
Make a perception check with disadvantage.
Well,
What did you get on your stealth checks?
23.
23, natural 20.
Slanty.
that's
Dirty.
a 9.
9? Okay. Each of you peering out, you see actually kind of in a row down the steps are 3 guards on either side. Fully armored, helmets adorned, 6 knights standing vigil outside the door,
Facing what direction?
facing away from you, which is why they don't notice you peeking out.
Cool.
Facing
So
the park thing, right?
Correct. Yeah, facing to the west. What'd you get on your perception? I'm sorry.
9.
9. You actually can't make anything out, and something that the two of you notice as well, peeking outside, an odd sight, and you feel this kind of like cold gust of wind as you notice that there's actually a light covering of snow blocking your vision. There are just flurries falling from the sky.
Okay, I'm gonna try and just crack the door quietly.
Yeah, you go to do so. It's locked.
Right.
Well, I'm going to return.
I'll message over that this door is locked.
okay.
Yeah, much more soothing now to hear just Alma's voice kind of echo near your ears rather than strange, disembodied.
She says it's locked.
I liked that they always said, like, she said, he said, they said.
You reconvene over by the door that Alma was at.
Or at least I do.
Yeah.
I think this one does lead outside, though. I can see snow.
This is better than trying to trust my friend and making potential noise.
But
There's 6 gods that way, facing away from us. They didn't see me. I was very quiet.
Well, I can, if you want to still use the quiet, I can pick the lock to where if there are guards on the other side, then they won't hear it.
They
But-
won't hear it, and within that space, possibly nobody would hear us if we had to, fight our way
Squeeze behind
past
them and tuck out.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, I feel like that might be better than leaving a disintegrated piece of their building.
No, I think that is ideal.
Okay. I'm going to...
Would you be able to make it quiet in another area if you use it now?
I don't think... I honestly haven't done it very often. I haven't asked. Where the fuck is... Swear to God. I swan to John.
Should be in features and traits.
At will?
Yeah.
But does it cost key points?
I think I did the Nasty Man Adept, which is why I have Devil Sight. It's not what it's called. It's not called the Nasty Man Adept.
Eldritch Adept?
Yeah.
I want to feed those. It's called
That would give
Nasty
you
Man.
that would give you Devil's Sight, but it doesn't give you anything in addition to
Okay,
that.
yeah. I took off 2 key points.
I think you can cast Darkness and Silence with key points as a Shadow Monk. That would be in your class features.
It doesn't say anything about moving it. I haven't done it, and I can't imagine I could convince him to move if he does settle in. It's already enough getting him to do anything. So,
So maybe I can just try to
You
pick
could
the lock.
probably
And
just
if we
make
start
it
to
quiet.
see someone on the other side, then you can do it.
fine. I'll keep it at the ready. If I see any ready to scream guard types on the other side, I will send out my friend to make it silent in a 20-foot radius.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna
keep eyes like behind us.
Make a perception check.
Just put my hand on the ground, meeting his. Pretty bad, huh?
Natural 20.
Hey, we gotta celebrate those. Twitch likes that. We gotta. We're like, it's a venti.
Cholula, what is your addition to a check with thieves' tools?
It is +9.
Okay. I will go ahead and say to open this door, if by chance there are guards on the other side, to do so without them noticing, to like undo the lock and peer out to check, would require a pretty high DC, probably about a DC 20 thieves' tools check,
Okay.
which is not crazy for you. You are very
Well,
adept.
For anybody else.
But just because we can,
It,
let's use our fancy tray. Again.
Oh, okay.
And the DC for the lock itself.
Oh, just to open the door? That's like a DC 15.
Okay.
Is it a
Let's see
problem
what the split was.
to just leave the fun little box
Yeah.
right there
No, we can do
while
that.
we're not in combat?
I think
To
you
avoid
might
that.
See it in one shot. That sounded like a 4.
It was. There's 2 down there somewhere. I'll find them later.
Yeah.
You could probably decape
Hopefully on
if you
purpose.
wanted.
Yeah, right. This is me now.
That's an 11 to start.
+9.
that's a dirty 20.
Dirty 20 is exactly what we needed.
That's too far now. Thank you.
Everybody over here with their long arms.
I eldritch arms.
I got these little T-Rex.
Put her in a
appendages.
pool.
Oh.
Very quietly, with nary a sound, you use your whisk to turn the lock, peer out the door. In doing so, immediately looking out, like at essentially at the door. It's like just cracked enough for you to see. You see the armor of one soldier standing on that side of the door. If you'd like to, you can push a little further and make a perception check.
Is the door opening outward or inward?
Outward.
Does it look like it's going to hit said guard?
No, he's standing far enough to the side that's
Okay.
just kind of like pushing, and the door is like currently to be able to see him and make out like that is a person, probably about level with where his shoulder is, but currently his attention is outward.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna try to check a little bit more.
Okay, make a perception check.
That is a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. You go to push the door a bit more, and you feel it tense before it makes a sound, like it's about to creak. And you hold and almost jump as you hear a voice from outside the door speaking. You hear, "Are you have your confessions yet?" "No, I haven't had my confessions yet." "What about you, Grumley?" "Yes, I did mine this morning." "Right. Got mine tomorrow." "Could you just keep it down? I mean, keep your eyes out." Right, yeah. "I've got my confessions tomorrow as well." You get the sense that there are 4 guards standing outside this door.
Okay. I held up 4 lovely fingers.
I'm like, I have my hand
He's
on
got great hands.
my...
Lovely fingers.
like, have my hand on my shadow friend and I just like point.
Do I feel like I would be able to open the door enough for us to fit through? And also, are they far enough out front of the door that we could just like go behind? They're probably looking at each other though. They're talking.
Yeah, as I said, the door cracked to the point that it is like even with the shoulder. Mm-hmm. They're like level at this,
They would just
point.
see like,
Yeah.
like pass it.
Yeah, they would.
Forever.
If you were to open this door, like there's not a stealth check you could roll for them to not notice a door opening. You know, if you all rolled nat 20s, you could like roll out and they don't see you along the ground. They just see a door open and maybe there's ghosts or whatever. But
Do that.
but you get the sense that if you open this door, at least one of them is going to take notice.
Okay.
Like motion, like close together. 4 close together.
Shit.
As
The
you're-
front, like the archway that was just open, you said they were on the stairs. Do the stairs start immediately outside of the door? Or is there like kind of a landing sort of area before you get into the archway? Because they were facing away.
Right. So there's a bit of a landing, maybe like 5 feet across, where 2 of them are stationed, and then it's like 2 steps down. There's another pair, and then 2 steps down. There's another pair.
But like we could squeeze behind those guys.
Maybe.
So
Can polymorph make you a different guy?
No.
Dang it! All right, there goes
It
my.
can just make you a different creature.
So, but you can't be like.
You couldn't like turn yourself into an Aarakocra. No.
I couldn't turn myself into like Silas.
No.
Okay. I was confirming. Because then this would have been easy.
If we were just all Silas.
No, well, I would have turned us into guards that we've seen.
No, that's fair.
I'm not going to
Today?
take my hand off of my shadow friend, and I'm going to reach into my pocket and pull out the other deck of cards.
The deck of illusion.
Cool. So I'm going to draw from this, and I'm going to try to throw it through the gap of the door as far as I can get it to. It says 30 feet.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Make...
Can I hold an action for if this goes badly?
Oh, I'm holding the action to still make it very silent, too.
Yeah, what action would you like to hold?
So if the card like taps one of the guys or something, if they start to turn towards the door, can I use prestidigitation to make like sparks out in like the direction that they're looking in, like in the forest, to make it look like just like something's out there that they would notice?
Yeah, I'd say you could make them like within. They would like it wouldn't obviously be near the area, and it wouldn't be a forest. This is a walled city and a tundra.
Or a park, I guess is what I mean.
So the park is actually. Oh, are you talking about out the front door?
I'm still talking about the gap and the tiny door we just opened.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Oh, okay.
That is not looking out at Silverlight Park. That's actually looking out at a couple of buildings.
Okay, what's on either side of this door? Are there windows in this area?
Yeah, there's stained glass windows on either side of the door.
Okay, so yeah, because this reaches 10 feet, so I'd kind of, if I can have like,
Yeah, if you wanted to make like a shower of sparks 10 feet away to try and garner their attention,
yeah,
absolutely.
if they start to turn towards the door.
For sure.
Okay.
So, with that at the ready for Cholula, is there anything that you would like to repair as Silas begins to draw a card from his deck?
I have been trying to decide that, but I'm scared of the overkill at my hands.
Yeah, just melt them.
I mean, no one will hear it. No one will hear their screams.
Am I able to see any of what they can see out of this door? Like, can I see all of the same stuff?
Are we like Scooby-Doo?
Yeah, like,
stacked
I'd
heads?
say, based on the map, is how you know that there are buildings on the other side. You haven't, if you were to get the door open enough to see what's fully on the other side of it, the guards would see the door open.
Right.
So you are currently aware that there is one physical guard and presumably 3 others in addition to him.
Yeah, I don't like my odds.
When we look out the front door, could we see Silverlight Park with no hindrances?
Yeah, I mean, it was down some steps.
I'll like motion to these cards and be like, and I'll pantomime throwing that and then point over to the front door.
I like that
It's
better.
really
yeah.
good audio.
Let's do that. We nod silently in agreement.
So just so that I'm aware of what's happening here,
Right.
the plan now is to instead throw a card at the front door
No, out
Nope.
the side door and,
and then go to the front door.
front if any of those little babies run over there, I guess.
Okay, for sure.
Okay.
So at this odd angle, because again, door is creaking outwards to a person standing right here. You're going to have to push the door open a little bit more to get the card past that person.
Couldn't you just slide it under the door?
You could, and then whatever the card is will appear right outside the door.
Yeah, and they'll think that that's the thing that came in.
Silas does not know what's in this deck, but Taylor does. And some of these things are buck wild.
Some of those things might take up more space than is available there.
Dang. Maybe, I'm gonna pantomime the idea of him tossing the card out the front door instead of this door.
This is turning out to be the riveting episode I was hoping.
I shrug. There's shadow shrugs too. Like,
I'm just gonna leave the door cracked. I'm not gonna try to close it quietly and chance them hearing us.
I'm just
do
gonna
that.
send out a quick message.
Okay.
I'll do it twice so that I can get both here.
Sure. For the sake of this, we'll say you probably like take a few steps away from the door because you do have to like quietly whisper.
she starts walking over to like hunch down and whisper.
Whatever.
Okay, why not make it silent, and then we can just boom, boom, boom. Nobody can hear what's happening in the silence, and those guys are all down, and then we just sneak off.
Boom. What? Boom, boom, boom.
Are you arguing semantics right now?
We don't know their capabilities.
Right, but it will be completely silent to the outside world. So that nobody who's not here right now knows that we're fighting them. And there's only 4.
Did I say anything back? Or is it
You can respond.
Yeah.
Why not run from 6 distracted people rather than fight 4 in a potentially silent?
I mean, that's also...
They might not be within the radius. You only go so far to like make things dark. I can run very fast. A lot faster than I can knock somebody out.
I can do that faster. If we're being honest. I'm not very fast.
Sorry, I just recognized this song. The Bridge.
The bridge.
Wow, weird. Sorry, continue.
It
Like
just
heard the
feels
bells
we're
and I was like, I
spinning in
know
circles
this.
right now, and eventually, if we keep standing here, we're gonna get caught.
Yeah, we're really good at that. I'm still for the front door.
Okay, throw the card. If they're not distracted enough, then
We get nasty.
yes, we get nasty.
All right. Make my
Tell
way
us
back
in
to
the
the-
chat
the
what the
guards.
nasty man
like-
feed is.
I'm gonna laugh so hard. It's like it was just a chicken, and they're like, "Oh, a chicken!" I'm like, "Oh." It's like not a dragon. It's just like, "Oh,
A bolt of lightning from the skies.
Well, as
just
we all
vaporize and
know,
like,
Chickens are
chicken
gay.
taken care of.
Chickens are
chickens
gay.
are,
Chickens are gay.
chickens are gay, guys.
So
Eat more ass.
Welcome to Chickens Are Gay. Eat more ass. We are open 24 hours on Sunday.
Check out
Every
our
other
Halloween
day,
one shot.
We're only open for breakfast.
So what is the plan?
Okay, we're gonna throw a card out the side door and run for the front door.
oh
Throwing the card out the front door.
yeah,
And run
because there's more
out of the
space
front
to
gate, yeah.
throw a thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
And I'm still gonna ready an action for prestidigitation
perfect.
if they start to be like, what? For some reason.
Okay, so worth noting, the steps leading up to the cathedral are about 50 feet. You've got a 30-foot distance on the card, correct? Okay. You don't need to roll to throw the card. It's part of the item. You can just get it to a point that you would like it to be within 30 feet of you. It will be on the steps.
They can't go over the railing.
Oh, if you wanted to and like throw it off to the side, for sure. However, I'm going to have you roll a sleight of hand check. I'm going to roll first to set the DC. I'm just going to roll a base perception check for the guards that are keeping watch to see if they notice a card
Yeah.
flying past them.
You
So-
said it was night, right?
It is nighttime.
Okay. Just want to make sure that whenever
They
shows
are
up.
knights.
you said they was nights.
These guards do have dark vision.
I love a man with a uniform.
So, I'm just going to make a perception check. Okay. We'll go back to our old friend.
Yeah.
Our new friend, I should say.
He's new.
Can you reach him from here, should I?
Name
Line him
him.
over. Oh, wait, hang on. I forgot that I did a different thing.
Lights.
Don't rely on the remotes either. They'll still drain the battery.
Yeah, for sure. I'm
Like
just gonna
full
use the
turn
button
off.
from now on. So, did I say the DC already?
No.
They rolled a 16. So you need to roll a DC 16 sleight of hand check.
Okay. No. 4 plus 7 is 11.
Okay.
But seeing a card where they understand. Like, oh, a card. Huh. Dragon!
This dragon plays
Well.
poker.
I will say, draw a card.
Okay.
You want to give him a good shuffle first. Do you have the list pulled up, or should I grab it?
Because it could be a chick.
I had it. Yeah, I have it here.
Okay. Pick a card, any card.
You didn't get me on the roll, but can you do this? Oh, it's not so bad.
It's 10 of hearts. Interesting.
Very interesting.
So, the guards watch, and you see as Silas flicks a little card, and you watch as 6 of their heads, like, eye it and see it flying, and kind of like look out with intrigue.
Oh, and the crescendo.
And about 3 of them turn back to look at the source of the card.
I'm not like in the doorway, like, come on, boys.
What was that emotion?
Flicking my nips.
Just so you know,
have you
there
ever
is
been in a
somebody currently
fist fight?
making a lot
Make
of
us-
memes of us right now.
Make a stealth check with disadvantage.
Okay.
If they're turning back to look at us, then prestidigitation happens, and there are sparks in front of them.
Okay.
Or I guess 10 feet away from where we are.
This is the weirdest night
Yeah.
of their
Make a,
watching live.
make a deception check.
Yeah. You said stealth.
Yes.
Disadvantage 19.
Nice.
Wow.
There's a 12 and a 15.
Okay, within 11, they turn to look inside and do not see a source from the card, and instantly turn back to look outside as there's this little like shower of sparks. They're all just kind of like, and then suddenly, actually falling down from the sky is this tall, lithe form. Let me actually pull up a picture so that I have a reference for what the fuck this looks
Yeah,
like.
I want to see.
What
Will
do
you
we
put it in
got?
the? Will you put it in the watching live or something?
Sure.
I want to know what it looks like.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'll just tell you guys what to Google after this.
Yeah.
Okay.
You see a massive figure. For all intents and purposes, a giant humanoid. Falling down from the clouds, almost coalescing from the clouds. And they continue to roil around the figure's head, very similar to your friend Cressel Flintwick from the Wind Splitters, the Cloud Genasi, but on a much larger scale, as it just kind of touches down, and there's a loud impact as it stands and just begins to just laugh, bellowing laugh that just echoes out throughout the area. You hear bells beginning to ring. I'm going to make an insight check with advantage for these guards because because they saw a card fall and
Can
land
I,
exactly in this spot. But that
I-
doesn't mean that they know what's happening.
Can I restore balance?
Yeah, to remove their advantage?
Nice.
Absolutely. Nice. I will go ahead and say they get a +3 to this roll.
Does this have a DC?
I'm going to turn this so I can see it, actually. I think the deck does have a DC 15. So they need to roll a 12 or higher to notice that this is an illusion. That is an 11. Jesus fucking Christ. This is insane. I'm so glad we have this now so people know we're not lying about it.
Right.
Wild stuff. Okay. They see the massive form of a cloud giant touch down in the city. The first giant to have set foot within Chillrun in centuries. Since the Great War of the Ice Giants.
Uh-oh.
Depicted in many murals throughout the cathedral that you've been walking through. And the guards, all 6 of them, call out, and you see the other guards from the other side come around, and they all begin heading 30 feet forward to begin a combat with this giant. You guys need to go ahead and make a dexterity saving throw. This is to react and flee into the streets before, because again, this is only 30 feet away from the guards. They can get there in 6 seconds and begin attacking. And as soon as they begin attacking, they're going to realize that this is an incorporeal form and that it is an illusion. So you guys have about 6 seconds to get the fuck out of here before they know what's going
back
on.
those key points from silence because I took them off.
Oh, for sure,
the
for sure.
silence, yeah.
So, dexterity saving throws.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. I could have used initiative for this, but this feels more fun to me.
Yeah, 23.
23.
16 plus 7.
8.
8.
May I make a request?
Sure.
Favored by the gods.
Uh-huh.
Once per short rest, if you fail a saving throw or miss with an attack roll, you can roll 2d4 and add it to the total, possibly changing the outcome.
Yeah, absolutely.
I have to choose to do it before I know what that may be.
Absolutely.
Um, 8 plus 6.
14?
14.
14.
14. This wasn't a crazy high DC, but it's a good thing that you used that feat. As Silas and Cholula, you both very quietly bolt and probably I would assume head out and then hop over the stairs, like railing
Yeah, I was
the
gonna
opposite
say,
direction.
Yeah.
Beginning to flee into the city. Alma, there's a moment of hesitation, but you feel your left hand move forward on its own. You actually have this like warm sense as if someone has like grabbed you by the hand and starts pulling you out the door. And looking up, there's this faint kind of golden shimmer of a familiar horned figure that is just there long enough to kind of give you a wink before disapparating. And you find yourself right behind Silas and Cholula, keeping with them. As you leap over the stairs railing and bolt out into the city, make one more stealth check as a group to not be noticed by guards as you're fleeing, because those were not the only guards posted outside of this cathedral, by the way.
Yeah, I imagined.
10.
They were just the stationary ones.
21. 14 plus 7. 21.
What?
25.
You would think I'm wearing armor in this group. It was 10.
10? Okay, sorry, I totally missed that.
No, you're good. I said it like I was crying.
Thankfully, this is a group check, so it is an average of your rolls. And very quietly and very quickly, you make your way into Silverlight Park, where you kind of disperse amongst the trees and the strange daisy-like flowers that give off this soft, silvery glow. But you quickly steer clear of the patches of those flowers so as not to be illuminated.
Is
And
it still snowing?
there is still a light snow falling over Chillrun as you guys make your way through Silverlight Park. And where are you headed?
Probably to the sewers, yeah?
Okay, so headed
Yeah.
towards Thacker's Threads,
Yeah.
to that entry point behind.
Yeah.
Making your way across past Wiggins' Maps of Windfell and around the corner and down the block to where Thacker's Threads was, into the alleyway behind. You quickly pull up, no athletics checks required because Silas is fucking jacked.
Natural 18.
Lifting the manhole cover and pulling it off to the side, you all quickly begin ducking down into the sewers, pulling the manhole over top and taking a moment to breathe as you climb down the ladder. And that is where we're going to take a quick break.
I was going to ask if I could look back as the giant. If we get 120 feet away, it just goes away.
I will say, as you're pulling the manhole cover over top and bringing it down, you hear that kind of like metallic clanging, but then it settles and you still hear metallic clanging as you realize that the bells of the cathedral are ringing. And that's where we're going to take a quick break. We have 2 giveaways this evening, the first of which I will tell you how to enter right now. To be eligible to win, you've got to be a follower of us here at Arcanarama on Twitch. It's free to do. It doesn't cost you anything. My hair is falling apart.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Oh, that's not the look.
I'll deal with this later. So you've got to be a follower of us here to be eligible to win. It doesn't cost you anything. We cover shipping and all of that, as long as you don't live in Quebec, because they have rules against giveaways and things of that nature. So to enter for your chance to win this beautiful set of pre-painted miniatures provided to us by our lovely sponsor, More Fun Comics and Games, our local comic book shop, go ahead and type the word HIDE in the chat. H-I-D-E. HIDE.
Hide.
And we will announce our winner when we come back, and then we'll tell you how to win our next giveaway, which is going to be a lovely set of dice. We'll tell you more about that soon. But don't go away. We'll be back in 20 minutes.
Is this how we exit for break now?
Welcome back. What was it? Piglings? Is that what I said?
Piglums.
Piglums. Welcome back, weary travelers.
You bedlam pigs.
Before we hop back into tonight's episode, we have a giveaway to announce.
Uh-oh.
We are going to be announcing the winner
Here it is.
of the
Not the
More
winner
Fun
box.
mystery pre-painted miniature giveaway. The winner is... Oh shit, no way! Fishsticles!
Welcome. You have won.
Welcome to the channel and congratulations. That's so rad.
Get in the Discord, friend.
Yeah, we will get in contact with you on either the back end of Twitch, or if you want to hop in our Discord through the link in our About section to get your info from you, from where we will send this lovely box of goodies. If you want to see it opened on the stream at the end of the show, let us know. We are willing to do that for you. But if you want it to be a mystery, then it can be a mystery. So yeah, we look forward to getting that to you shortly. I think our stuff is about to go out pretty soon, right? Because
Yeah,
we're near
it's
enough.
next week. It's not going to go out on the 31st. It's
Yeah.
going to go out sometime in the next week.
That's
I have
great,
to,
because I actually
schedule it
have
for lunch.
I have something to add in for someone,
Okay.
Ooh.
Oh.
but I have to do it first.
I mean, we could also just mail things.
That's true.
We send to people.
Before Thursday is.
I mean,
the
it
goal.
was requested.
Yeah.
Thursday at the latest, and they're all 2 days for the most part. So, just put it up in the Discord when you get it, or put it on social media when you win stuff from
Yeah.
us. 'Cause
And if
our sponsors love that shit, and when our sponsors love us, you get cooler shit. We
Yeah.
actually have to re-up really soon.
Yeah.
So, yeah, share all the stuff you've won with our sponsors.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
there are
Also-
not enough characters for this.
While
There
Cameron
are.
is setting things up, big shout out to We Firm for giving out a giveaway, or
Hey.
giving out a subscription
Oh hell yeah!
earlier
We
in the
Firm.
stream.
Thanks for the gifted subscription. That's so nice. And congratulations to the recipient, which looks like it was. No, I can't see it. It's hiding. Words.
It's been busy in here today, so it's hard to get back there.
Here we go. Our next giveaway of the evening, which we will announce roundabouts the end of the stream, is this beautiful set of Fable Fire dice, the Halloween Night dice. Obsidian black with veins of color flashing purple and purple numbers. They actually look super rad.
Yeah. I want them.
I like these ones a lot. I've got a lot right now that I'm like, I could just keep these. But I
No one
can't.
would know.
I'm not allowed.
Why shouldn't I keep them?
You're your best friend, Halo.
Why shouldn't I?
Oh, Bilbo.
Bilbo Baggins. I've changed costumes, as you can see. Wait,
Yeah. You look like a
Bilbo
lemon.
Baggins.
You look like a lemon work. Wait, a Dials work lemon.
I don't know what that
Or
means.
Clockwork Orange.
Oh. Oh.
I'm not saying you resemble their actions.
No,
I'm
yeah.
just saying-
Let me get one of those little like fake lashes for the bottom.
Yeah.
To enter for your chance to win this beautiful set of Fable Fire dice, go ahead and type the word sewer in the chat. That's sewer.
Sewer.
Sewer. Probably could have made it something like Halloween, but I didn't.
Too easy.
Too easy.
Hardly am very litigious.
I have to look up a word.
Not that one. This isn't related. We'll.
This is a different word.
You wouldn't know.
I have to look up sewer.
You wouldn't know it. I went to school in Canada.
We will announce the winner of this beautiful set of dice when we come back. Well, when we come back, we're here. We're back. It's time. At the end of the stream, we're going to announce it.
Later.
But for now, it's time to hop back in.
To the sewer.
Let's do it.
As the Mistwalkers find themselves making purchase with sloppy stone ground in the stench of the sewers beneath Chillrun.
Yummy.
What's the plan from here? You hear the bells ringing distantly overhead. What do?
So maybe we speed up their evacuation plans?
Oh, we didn't get shoes. We can do that tomorrow. I think we should maybe find a place. Maybe we rejoin them and get some rest.
If we can, yeah.
Maybe
Probably
make a plan to try and get them out.
I guess we didn't have to come down here. It just seemed easy.
we should see how they are.
We could go sleep in a bed.
You all hear the bellowing and distant, but you can still make it out. The echoing of that familiar voice ringing through the streets above you. As you hear it rather distantly say, "Attention, citizens of Chillrun. By decree of the High Pontifex Thalia Yeldrin, a curfew is now in effect within Chillrun. From sunset to sunrise, you must stay within your homes or businesses or taverns. This is her light. This is her law."
Well, I think we did that.
Yeah.
It's good though, right? Like, that's good. That's good.
That there's a curfew?
Yes. Keeps innocents out of the way. We know if you're out on the street, you're a guard, right? That's good.
Well, that's true.
We know who our allies are. By
Okay.
people who dislike that as well. The more rules, the more you're pushing out dissent, right?
Right.
So does that start now?
I believe so.
Do we try to make our way to a tavern?
I think we get to the hideout down here.
Okay.
I'm a little suspicious of some of the shopkeepers in this area and who might hear us if we stay topside.
Right.
I know it's not great to be in a sewer, but
Great.
hey.
Yeah.
But it's better than being overheard.
Yes. And we should be sure once we are up topside doing whatever we need to do that by tomorrow we should be able to use our rings again, but, fewer words would be good.
For sure, yeah. Again, we know the layout of the building now. We know how they respond to things. It's good. We did a good bit of prodding, I think.
Mm-hmm. I think, as we're, walking, I imagine we're following you since you...
Yeah, I think Silas
Memorize
rolled
the thing.
well enough last time to memorize the layout, how many turns required to get to the hideout.
Yeah.
It's a good,
Not-
probably 30-minute walk from where you started.
Mm-hmm. I'll go ahead and I'll set an alarm at the illusory wall, just in case they start looking through where we came in from the cathedral. And then tomorrow, we should make our way up, get the shoes for the children, and maybe just give ourselves a tour of the city and look for ways that we might be able to get them out.
That would be something.
We already know topside that Wiggins is an ally.
Yes.
And at least currently, he's unknown to the Pontifex, so maybe he can help us make a plan.
This shopkeep that we came in behind apparently is. Right? Callan said something about the
He said
shopkeep.
that it's kind of a we won't tell if you don't tell. I don't know if he'd be interested in helping.
For sure. That sounds a bit rough.
But we know that we at least have one, and he's the man who makes maps.
Oh, it's this way, not that way.
So maybe he can help us figure out where the weak points are,
Right.
that we could maybe get a couple of people through. The hard part is going to then be, taking those people through the wilderness to the closest village.
Right. And
Yeah.
there was that area that we went through into the cathedral also had a fake wall. I wonder how many more of those are down here. Because there might be a place where the sewers do lead outside of the city. It's been disguised.
It's possible. Callan might know of other walls,
It has
fake
to
walls.
drain out. I mean, a city this size has to have some kind of drain out.
I don't know anything about city planning.
It was easy with Waterdeep. It was, coastal, so everything goes out. But I don't know of these mountainous areas.
Right.
What is our plan of action for the Pontifex? We know that at least 4 stay close to her. We know that 6 are posted at the front. At
She's
least 4
locked
on the
in.
sides. Locked into a maybe multi-story room of sorts, right? We were upstairs, saw her. Then you said you heard her downstairs as well.
But it was in a different part of the building, wasn't it? It wasn't like right below her room.
We heard her by 2A, and we saw her go in by something upstairs.
Make an investigation check
Okay.
as you kind of look through your memories to recall.
Fucking one.
Natural 1? Yeah,
Was that a cathedral?
obviously it was a very different place. So she was on a completely different floor.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. But we know there. We didn't really see any patrols, though. We saw standing and spots, but we didn't see patrols. That's
Did
probably the
you?
weakest part of it. We do know that they have confession. Is that something that we heard? And also these masses with this, call and response songs, so we can kind of know when a group of people are in a room. They are
Do you know
loud.
what the call and response was?
It sounded sing-songy. It wasn't elvish. It wasn't dwarven. It sounded very sing-songy. It was very flowy. Not a lot of sharp things.
Is there a language of churches? Like, you know how like in medieval Europe, God, I'm going somewhere.
I get what you
in
mean.
medieval Europe, it was Latin,
Yeah,
always.
go ahead and make a religion check.
Last
Chicken,
time
of
when
course.
we saw her through the doorway, what did you say she looked like?
She had like
She
fucked
had
up ears.
Yeah, she had kind of she was a little hunched over. She had pale bluish skin. Her ears were forked at the tips, and let me actually.
Is that like a people's that I would recognize or know of?
I would say without having to roll, felt very similar to one figure that you've seen before that was grabbed and pulled into a portal beneath a tree. What did you get on your religion check?
15.
15. 15 is enough to realize that those who typically very deeply practice the different religions of worship of the pantheons within Kavora, Winfell specifically, try to speak the language of the gods in their ceremonies, which would be celestial. And it does have that very kind of melodious, which is like a melody, not malodious,
sick
not a
name.
stanky language.
Thank you. Like,
Quite the opposite.
we got
actually.
the nasty man feet.
If it had a smell, it would be sweet and excellent.
Any of you, I am a mere city boy, but are any of you,
I'm just a mere city boy.
I'm just a city boy. Oh, it is humid down here in the sewers, I say.
But it's also here.
I don't know why my brain just went.
I'm going to take my shoes off. I pull out
The
that
lore
little...
is getting too
Please
deep.
don't.
That's a threat to you, Twitch. I'm going to take out that little like clump of fur that I picked up. Could anyone identify maybe what animal this belonged to?
Does it look familiar? Like any type of thing that I might have skinned before?
Make a nature check.
I mean, I'm going to do the same. Like,
Mhm.
I'm asking them because I know I probably won't know.
Yeah, I'll give it a shot, but I don't think
15?
19?
19? 15?
11.
11.
I'm a city girl. I don't.
Julila, you're going through all of the different things that you've, all the different types of animals that you've butchered and the different textures and types of hair. And it's not a goat or a pig. Those are too coarse. It's not fine or soft enough to be any type of like house pet. And then kind of taking it over and like looking at the bottom of it, you see a little follicle. And just out of curiosity, you pluck one of your hairs, hold it up, and they are very similar in texture. You get the sense that it may be human in nature.
I think this may be people hair.
Humanoid, I should say.
More sinister than I thought. I'll put it in the bag.
So whatever was going on behind that door,
Can I take a closer look at that knife
Oh, of course.
that we found?
Yeah, I was going to get it in the light, but yeah. Are we getting any closer to
Yes.
destination?
I'll cast light over this knife and just like look at it.
Mhm.
Does it have any symbolism of the Fair Father or another god even that I would recognize?
I'd say, without even having to roll, you do see along the like more bulbous end of the hilt, you do see the symbol of the Fair Father on both sides.
Does it seem like this is a real artifact that existed prior to like the Pontifex, or does it seem like perhaps this was like a knockoff made to appear as though these people worship the Fair Father?
Make an intelligence check.
I'm mad good at those. I'm so good at those. I'm so smart.
you know, Callan mentioned that people had gone missing.
Right.
That's a 3.
A 3. I mean, it's clean like new. It could have been made yesterday. It could have been made 100 years ago and just kept pristine. It's hard to tell.
This has given me very little.
Cool.
At about this point,
But
you
someone who
arrive.
does know the Fair Father may be able to do better.
Right.
At about this point, you arrive outside of the illusory wall that leads into the hiding place of those seeking asylum.
Can I do a quick check behind us that we weren't followed,
Yeah,
or
make a
that no one's
perception
coming
check.
from the other direction that we went earlier?
And I'm going to hand that knife back to Silas to put back in the bag of holding.
Okay.
You said perception?
Mm-hmm.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Yeah, you don't hear any footsteps or voices. You don't see any lights peering around any corners or anything of that nature. You get the sense that you are alone.
Okay.
All right. Another thing bothered me was like another misled religion, right? Does that seem kind of like
A thing that happens.
right? I was going to say modus operandi, but don't know if that's a thing here. I'm just saying words. Tired. But you know, if it's performing sacrifices at the feet of a statue of a god that doesn't require sacrifices seems a bit like misleading zealots in their dreams to a light, right?
Also, when the announcements come through of a new law, they say her light, her law. Not anything about the Fairfather's light and law. It's all about the Pontifex.
Right.
I'm not sure, I'm not really familiar with how worship of the Fairfather goes, but it didn't seem, that way in Geladorn, where all of the knights had, everybody had the same symbol on them, but they all seemed cool.
You've met other worshippers of the Fairfather.
There's a whole city in Geladorn, in Mistinor. In Mistinor, Geladorn exists, okay? And they have a king, and all of the knights and everything, they all have the symbol, the same, moon with another moon sort of situation.
Much more impressive city with far fewer oppressive rules.
Yes, they were very nice.
Yeah. Very accommodating, actually. We helped a bit of them, and they escorted us to a meeting with their leader. I mean, an unspeakably intolerable elf, but he was definitely a leader, and not a behind hidden walls, potentially doing sacrifices kind of type that we could tell. I should have grabbed a drink. I'm very parched.
I can grab a drink.
Do you want me to grab you a peepaw beverage?
Somebody has to inform them of no shoes for the children. So
Well, yeah, we only went out tonight.
but yeah, we can run some. Yeah, that'd be great.
Would you mind grabbing me a singular star as well?
A lone star.
Just one star.
A lone star.
Just one star.
No, it's all alone.
Oh, alone.
A lone star.
This is kind of just for me while we have a moment.
Yeah, what's up?
Do I have any way at all of, let's say that we were suspicious that something was a shard.
Right.
Do I have any way of confirming that?
At the moment? No.
Great.
Yeah, it was kind of when your diva came to you, they felt a little rushed.
Oh, great.
Dankeschön.
As if, they weren't really anticipating a resurrection ritual.
Resurrection.
They weren't expecting you
I
to.
go
They
resurrected.
weren't expecting little Oma to be resurrected.
My dad pretty much resurrected me last month.
I hate this.
No, I feel like this is as cute as I am. This is what I've deserved.
No, you
Miranda
get-
isn't here to absorb all the love, so I have to do it for us, I guess.
Little old me was dead, and now I'm resurrected.
Anyway, it seemed like a bit of a surprise, and as you know, you had more to do before your anticipated leave.
What if that was Jesus?
With that,
Oh, somebody rolled a stone.
We have to stop.
Oh, got holes in my hands.
Anyway, as it stands right now, no, Alma does not have a way of detecting or confirming that these shards are
Right.
fragments.
Okay, before we go in, we don't know what, if even, there is a shard at the cathedral that's causing all of this in the first place. We suspect that, and it might be true, but even if it is, we don't know which shard, and if we destroy another piece of preservation,
Oh, it's best to take it, right? Not to destroy it right away.
maybe if we can withstand any effects that may occur as a result of having it on our person.
Right.
I think maybe our energy would be better placed in trying to figure out how to get these people out of here and to somewhere safer, and then head back to Waterdeep, so maybe we can meet with the Black Staff and form a better plan.
I think that sounds like a good idea.
Yeah. It does.
From there, maybe we can figure out getting back here and fixing the rest of this, hopefully, before it goes up in smoke. But
Who's there? Who goes there?
It's us, Callan, the Mistwalkers.
Mistwalkers. Welcome back. Back so soon.
Well,
Did you have a chance to grab some shoes?
I'm sure you heard. Bit of bell.
I did hear the bells ringing and another announcement. Yes.
Curfew as well. I don't know if you heard that.
Right, yes, that's quite dangerous. Not good. Not good at
Yeah,
all.
so once we left the cathedral area, the curfew happened, so we'll have to go out for shoes tomorrow.
Right, I do hope the more exuberant youths of Chilrun heed that warning.
Yes.
I know there
How much do you know? I'll be stepping in.
Mhm.
How much do you know of the influence that Chilrun has over Dampier? I know they aided them, but do they have sway?
Well, I mean, they are a self-governed entity. They are not overseen by children. They are. There is, the treaties of all the holds of Winfell. Sorry, my suspenders. Give me a bit of a snap.
Yeah.
No. To answer your question. No, they are their own entity. They are a major source. They get a major source of their income from children, as most of the exports from Dampier, and as through line, they're through from the Black Pine, the Dark Pines, and a hill slip, even Waterdeep, mostly come through the port.
That's good. I think these two will take you over maybe a new course of action for you lot. I've got some business to attend to. Let me know if you need anything.
Right.
Find a little spot to be.
Within the hideout?
Yeah.
For sure, yeah. Kind of leads you back through the tunnel into the more open cistern area where you can see there are like dividing walls and privacy walls set up in different areas for
I do want to cast alarm at that wall
Yeah, absolutely.
while we're over there.
Callan,
Yes.
how many of you are there down here?
Oh, upwards of 45 total, I believe is what I said.
And how many of those are adults?
About 30, I believe.
Okay. Capable adults? Elderly? Sick?
Are you asking who would be capable of picking up arms if necessary?
Just moving quickly.
Probably about maybe 25 of us. The children could move quickly as well, which puts it again back up at about 30, 32 to 5-ish. Why'd you ask? Are we going somewhere?
Well, I mean, tomorrow we'll be trying to find a way to get all of you out of here. So we'd like to know how quickly and quietly everyone could move if we do find a way.
See, he begins peeling some red wax off of a little bit of cheese.
How often does the High Pontifex make public appearances?
Oh, not in recent memory.
Have you seen him before, though?
Yes, in my youth.
Okay. Did she always have, sort of like a thorny crown situation and forked ears and whatnot?
No. She's quite beautiful, actually. Not that, not that anyone has any improper thoughts about the Holy One. But, yes, Elvin and
You're chowing into that cheese.
It's all that I have.
I understand.
We're able to have take a glance at the High Pontifex, and that was not an elven woman.
Really, not fair of skin, platinum of hair.
The skin was sort of blue, pale blue.
That doesn't sound right. Are you sure you weren't seeing some sort of, maybe like a body double or something?
Yes, because the guards knew that someone was inside the cathedral, and they said, "Protect the Pontifex," and then they all ran up there, and that's who was in there. Sort of sequestered. Also, do y'all always kind of do like sacrificing and stuff to the Fair Father, or is that new?
Like animal sacrifice to
Like-
the Fair Father.
I mean, I think probably people sacrifice, but I'm sure there's animals too.
Blasphemy. No, of course not.
I do not
That is
blaspheme.
absurd.
I do not blaspheme.
That
on
would
you.
be, but that would be blasphemy if you were to kill in the name of the Fair. I mean, unless it was one who had killed unto you.
Killed unto you.
I'm not a very religious man, I will say, but I think there's something in.
Coveted the kill, even.
I think there's something in the stories of the Fair Father about eyes and getting even,
Right. Okay.
something like that. That's not an exact quote.
Well, that seemed like a thing that was going on, but the sort of shrine area where the sacrificing was taking place was locked. And
A sacrifice at a shrine of the Fair Father within the cathedral.
yes, but the door was locked
That-
to keep others out.
That would be blasphemy. I would imagine that's why that door would be locked. That
Well, I'm afraid
goes against all of the teachings of the Fair Father that I'm
I
aware
gotta
of.
tell you, there's some blasphemy going on in that cathedral there.
I just realized I might be dense, and I would like to ask you a question about something.
Me, the dungeon
You
master?
the DM, my
What's that?
husband.
Yes, my wife.
When I was listening through the door, you said that it kind of sounded like a tense argument. One person sounded distressed, and one person sounded sharp.
One person was pleading and the other person was dismissive.
And one of those voices sounded like the Pontifex. Which was which?
The sharp dismissive voice was the Pontifex.
Okay.
Was the feminine voice, I should say.
Okay, I'm not a full idiot then. I was going on my own little. I was going on a journey that I don't think was the journey I was being brought to.
Callan, eat the pork we brought you.
Yes, the pork. Right, I forgot about that.
Sick bastard.
We went through it so fast, we wanted to make sure the children had a good full meal.
I may, for this many people, I might be able to reach out to Vajra and see if she can send anybody. Probably she's gonna say no.
I mean, if you can, from here let Vajra know what is going on, that I think would still be good.
It would
She
be
might just
great.
ask us to come there first, but at least she'll have, a heads up.
Right.
Do you know if there are other walls like the entrance here under the sewers, sort of?
Excuse me, I'm sorry.
Where does Callan end and Cameron start?
Oh, it's all Callan. That's the secret. I was Callan all along.
Method.
Is that a Hulk line?
I'm always Callan. Not to my knowledge. We haven't done, again, we've sent out scouting groups to look for potential sewer exits outside the walls.
Well, we found one. The way that we went into the cathedral was a...
That led outside of the walls.
No, we found a wall that was not there. That led underneath the cathedral where we entered. There was, like the one that you have set up here to make it look like you couldn't go through.
Did you happen to see, was it a spell that had been cast in place, or was it some sort of contraption similar to ours?
I'm not sure. I think it
Contraption. Because it had the 2 marbles, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, right, yes, but they were different looking marbles.
Those holy bastards.
Who? Ooh.
As I told you before, I used to be a very prodigious magical shop owner here in Chillrun. When magic items were outlawed within Chillrun, instead of letting the shops pack up and leave the city, instead we were raided and our wares were taken. I presumed they were destroyed, but it would sound as though
Oh, so they're
perhaps
using all your things.
it would sound perhaps that way.
Well, that's just no good.
Yes, this changes how we will have to approach our excavation. That's not the word I'm looking for.
Exploration?
Exploration. Yes, that's
So-
it.
Being a previous owner of a magic shop, do you have a way to sort of detect those types of items around? I mean, if you were exploring and looking for more of those little marble thingies.
Yes, detecting magic is quite a base level spell.
Right, so maybe that would be good to do.
Right, yes. I'm so
If
sorry.
you can cloak... If you can cloak like a wall, right? Like you've made this false wall. Do you have any way of cloaking, I don't know, say 45 people?
45 people. Well, if I had access to my hats of disguise. I mean, I don't know if I could cloak them, but I could make them look like other people. But again, my entire inventory was taken from me.
Do you know where it was taken to?
I assumed it was destroyed, but if they're using these things, I'd imagine they'd keep them in the stronghold of the city, the cathedral, where you were just this night.
Right, so if, before the whole outlaw and the raids and whatnot, were people of the city allowed inside the cathedral?
In the older days, yes, there were services held there. The former pontifex, I can't recall his name, it's been, 150 years now. He was a much more open pontifex, a much more relaxed interpretations of what law dictates.
Mm-hmm. So, have you been inside the cathedral before?
I went to a service once, yes. The nave was beautiful, and the choir was also lovely. The chapel itself is a work of art.
Would you, being in there, do you have any idea what may have, what might be a place where they would store these types of things?
I didn't get up to the second floor. As I said, I was just there for a service, and again, this was years ago, so the layout may have changed a bit since. But there was a stairwell that led up to the second floor. I'm sorry. I presume the Pontifex's chambers might be up that direction, which is one potential location, or the guards don't have a barracks outside of the cathedral, which means they must have one inside the cathedral. That could be another location of storing these things. Or, depending on how sacrilegious they've become, who knows? They could have fully pulled the bones of the old deacons out of the crypts and filled their tombs with them instead. There's no telling.
What happened to the old Pontifex?
Oh, well, as I am told, he died peacefully in his sleep. He was found in his chambers, and the lady Thoria Yeldrin was chosen by the clergy to replace him.
And she, as you know her, is elven?
Yes, she is of elven descent, the chosen of the Fair Father. She is his voice.
And she, I assume, lived in Chillrun and grew up here as an elf?
Prior, yes, I believe she was initially actually from Strandwick, across the way, and traveled through the Spiral Wood and arrived at Chillrun seeking asylum and was taken in by the temple, where she then became a member of the clergy herself and rose through the ranks and eventually was chosen by Folters for the Fair
Taken
Father.
asylum from what?
I don't know exactly, some sort of persecution back in Strandwick, some sort of family feud, as it were, for lack of a better term. An old rivalry between families is what I'm told.
Right. Okay.
Show me asylum.
Show me human sacrifice. Ding, 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 ding.
It's just a picture.
Right. Well, is there somewhere down here where we could rest for the night and then?
Of course, pick a pile.
Okay.
I mean, obviously, if someone is already sleeping on a bedroll, don't, If you've got bedrolls, that's even better. Then you
Yes,
wouldn't
we
have
do.
to sleep on trash.
We do. Do you have any more?
You said something about a plan to get us moving.
I mean,
We're working on one.
Right.
yes, we're going to see what we can find out tomorrow on top side, and then if there's not a way there, then we'll, I guess, have to search the sewers. And from there, I think something needs to be done about the High Pontifex, but we may have to bring in some backup for that.
Right. Well, that's a lot to mull over.
Yes, due to the blasphemy and the sacrifices and whatnot.
Right, yes. I'm gonna go have a lie down.
Yeah. Right, okay.
Something's not sitting right. Might be that ham.
I don't think it's the ham.
Callan takes his leave.
I think maybe at one point the High Pontifex Thalia Yildrin was Thalia Yildrin, an elf. I think at first.
But what changes an elf into what we saw?
I didn't mean to roll. I just hit my screen
I didn't
and I got
even
a
see.
natural one. I got a 4.
I'm either, she's been killed and replaced by a hag.
A hag? Again,
I don't know, it sounds like that's what you saw, right?
I guess.
Or she's still alive somewhere in the cathedral. But right, it sounds like when she first started, everything was still pretty normal for a long time.
Like, she was more strict than the last one, but not like you can't go outside when it's dark or drink after sunset or
Right.
have a shop where you sell things that are magical. That seems like a lot.
Right. It sounds like that's more recent.
And the people disappearing and possibly being sacrificed inside a cathedral that the rest of the people of the city are not allowed to enter. That's a lot, too.
It's really weird. And also, she used to make appearances, right? And then one day just stopped doing that.
Probably because her skin got all blue and her ears got fucked.
Right.
Just split wide open.
I think forked is the word you're looking for.
What?
What are you doing to ears?
Eat 'em.
Ate him.
It's just a thought.
We should probably find Silas. I don't know what he's doing.
Speaking of, what has Silas been up to as this has been going down?
I was going to partake in this potion of clairvoyance to see if I could see in the room that I was able to see into briefly.
Ah, what is the distance on the potion of
A
clairvoyance?
mile, right? Yeah.
Yeah, even beneath the city streets, you're still within a mile of the cathedral. So, as you peer,
And I can choose sight or sound.
which do you choose?
I don't know. I'm trying to see if I have to alternate, or if I can alternate.
I think you can. I think it's like an action to switch.
Oh, okay. I'll start with sight.
I could be wrong, but that's how we're going to do it. Decision made. Which would you like to start with?
Sight.
All right. You find your vision after downing the potion. You kind of like close your eyes to drink, and when you open your eyes, you're in a different space. You see yourself right across the threshold that you had seen over Thalia's shoulder. You're in a lavishly decorated stone room. There are pillars that rise up 40 feet to the vaulted ceilings, and large paintings of various men and women dressed in religious garb adorn the walls beneath stone reliefs of divine beings. The ceiling bears a painted mural that vibrantly depicts the moon amongst a sea of nebulous stars, even more nebulous than the depiction downstairs. It's like moving galaxies almost. One of the paintings on the wall depicting a feminine form has been cut and slashed about the face, where bits of canvas now droop in flaps, obscuring the figure's countenance. There's a large bed with carved posts at the corners, which supports a white and silver canopy, obscuring the mattress portion of the bed from view.
No one in.
Not currently, no.
Could I switch to listening?
Yeah, switching to listening. It's quiet. You don't hear a voice until suddenly you hear this kind of sliding of stone, similar to the sound that you heard before, but much clearer, closer.
Could I switch back to sight?
Yeah. As you do so, you see one of the paintings on the wall, a depiction of, like a life-sized depiction of a human man in resplendent armor, depicted with a solemn expression next to what appears to be the skull of a giant, begins to open. And as it does, you see stepping through first the handsome human knight who steps in, looking a little bit worried and confused, before being followed by the figure of Thalia Yaldrin, again, the High Pontifex, stepping into the chamber and closing the painting behind her. The two look like they're having a few words, but it's very short. And she kind of waves a long-fingered hand and motions for him to leave. He begins walking in your direction. There's this weird, tense moment of seeing him like walking towards you and then passing through the kind of focal point of your vision before you see Thalia alone in the chamber. She kind of hunches over and walks over towards something that you didn't notice before. Maybe a probably 7 foot by 4-foot mirror that's fully draped and covered with cloth. She walks over towards it and kind of like holds up those long fingers and just kind of draws them along the cloth before turning and walking over towards the bed as she pulls the curtains open. Make a perception check.
16?
16.
Yes, 16.
As she draws the curtains of the canopy surrounding the bed, you see the white sheets of the bed are wet and slick with a dark bluish sludge. And it's like one of those scenes where like you can only see, it's the only sense that you have right now, but you can imagine the smell that must be coming off of those sheets as Thalia just kind of slides in, and as she does, you can see that most of that discoloration appears to be coming from various pustules along her arms and back as she slides into the bed and pulls the curtain closed.
Pustules.
I'll switch to hearing, and if I don't get anything there, I'll just get out.
Make another perception check. 11. You hear faint muttering, a low voice, and the only thing that you can make out is,
Leave my city. What's fair about that?
and then it just kind of fades away until eventually you hear faint, like, not even faint actually, it's very deep, like the sound of ripping almost snores, just cutting through the air.
Oh.
Exactly that.
That's how Baby Graham snores.
Yeah, it really is. That's our dog.
What was that again? Leave my city.
She said, leave my city. What's fair about that?
Okay, I will come back to.
As you do, at about this time, it's a 10-minute potion, correct?
Yeah.
As that 10 minutes is about elapsed, is around the time that Alma and Cholula have finished their conversation and come up to find you.
Well, it looks like it's bedrolls for us.
Oh no, whatever shall we do? I think I saw the Pontifex in her chambers. There was a ripped up painting of some sort. The face had been torn out. A mirror that had a cover on it that she seemed to enjoy. There were pustules that I will never forget.
Oh.
Like on her or on like
her.
the walls?
Kind of on her.
Just a
Okay.
Yeah, there's just a pustule on the
Room
floor.
full of pustules.
more of a decor situation.
There was a door, like a door, like a secret door, I think, right?
Secret tunnel?
Like the skull of a giant, I believe. And then she said, muttering to herself, "Leave my city. What's fair about that?" I think maybe they were pleading earlier for her to leave the city. And she told them off. She seemed very dismissive of the handsome fellow that we saw earlier. That's about all I got, and this thing's empty. I'm just like, toss it.
Why would they ask
Shatters. Broken glass on the floor.
Why would they ask her to leave the city?
I think that was after our threat,
Do
right?
they think she's in danger? Does that mean that she's vulnerable?
It could mean that they don't feel confident defending her either.
That's true.
But when the statue broke, and that fellow found the pieces, he said this would be the way that they would enter, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm. As though they're expecting somebody.
Maybe there is a way out. and the sewers. It's just hidden.
Did we create a false alarm?
They
More
said
than
they.
likely.
Who's they? Leave my city. What's fair about that?
No, they said they would enter this way.
He said something like it would happen this way, or something of that nature, right? He didn't. He seemed expectant, not shocked, or, the way you want your head of security to behave, right? Go this way, go that way. It was shit. This is how it was told to me, right? It seemed a bit
Is it?
expected.
It's almost certain now that they'll be guarding that entryway if they haven't already blocked it off.
Or not?
You don't think?
No.
According to Callan, she didn't always look like that. She was a beautiful elven woman at one time, apparently, but she doesn't make public appearances anymore. And Alma pointed out that she kind of looks haggy.
Yeah, she did.
I
A
don't
bit
like
haggy.
that.
Like the kind of almost the Ladrin type he is, right? Like kind of wild.
Or she has some sort of,
She was blue. That's
blue
not-
is uncommon.
Yeah,
And the thorny crown kind of thing.
not great. The room was in rather disarray. The bed had
Could it be a curse?
had a blue goop on it.
A blue goose.
She kind of laid in the blue goop.
No, she didn't.
She did though. And thankfully, I want you to know, I could only see or hear, and I could only see and not smell or hear that sound, which would have been sonically just untenable.
Is that why she's blue? Because she sleeps in some blue goop?
There was a bit of a squelch when you went to listening during the talking.
I heard a
It's like a
squelch.
turning in the sleep. Just a little.
Maybe in the trauma I've tried to forget it, but I heard a squelch.
It was wet squelching.
I know that we don't like it. But if we can come up with a way to get in through the front door like we belong there, we can probably learn more than we can by sneaking around.
I
If
like
there
it.
was a way for us to, become heroes of the city. But I think even then they wouldn't invite us in. We'd have to join their.
There's a point to the
We'd have to
secrecy.
offer our services to protect along with the other guards. And they'd probably make us change clothes, and I don't like that.
They did just put into effect a curfew. I wonder if they're looking to hire.
Do you think that this group of people is high on their own supply, or that they don't believe a single word that they're saying either, right? Because, okay, follow me. We know that they're concerned about the safety of the High Pontifex, which they assume no other person outside would know. Right? So if you were to receive that information, it means either you are somebody aiming to do something bad, or, maybe the Fairfather spoke to you and told you to seek out and protect the High Pontifex.
They did seem to speak about a confession rather flippantly, expectantly again. Right? That was
Like-
confession.
like
We
they-
go
Like
to
they
confess-
were nervous about it enough
So,
That maybe
that they believe.
they're forced to speak the truth.
I mean, maybe during confession.
Right.
But I think confession is usually more like personal. I don't know.
it's a tough nut to crack for sure. The other one that
what
we
I'm
have here on the
saying is-
table is getting these people out of here.
Right. There's 45.
Oh, the marbles that made the fake wall were from Callan's magic shop, and he thought they destroyed all of his wares, but it seems as though they're putting them to use. And he said if he has his magic hats of fun.
Hats
that,
of disguise.
Yes.
You've encountered one of those before.
Yes,
Aurora had
I
one.
had one.
Then
Yeah.
he said something about being able to get people out that way.
Okay.
I don't know how many of
I mean,
hats
tomorrow we'll
he
be
had.
buying shoes and scouting, I imagine, so. For information and potential exits.
Yes, and we should ask about, Wiggins about exits.
We can't endanger our informants, though. It's rule number 1 in the Harpers.
No, and Wiggins seems to believe that if he speaks,
It's probably like rule 11.
he'll be in danger as well.
But perhaps he could use our rings.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I could message him right now if we wanted, but it might freak him out.
Yes, and it is a little bit late.
After some bells went off, you heard a voice. Hey, everything's fine. Here's some shit.
Well, perhaps for now we get our rest, and in the morning we'll go up top and
How many shoes did we have to get?
I think there were
I thought I'd written it down, but I didn't.
3 pairs.
3 pairs. Oh,
yes.
good.
Yeah, just for
It'd been weird
Callum's
if we had to
children.
get a whole crate of shoes.
Also, I love the idea of this dude who like runs the map, like cartography shop. This group of people comes in, and he's like, "All right, yeah, there's a resistance under the streets." Alarm bells go off, and then minutes later, "Hey, so do you know how to get out of here?
Hey!
Man.
We need to leave."
You don't have to respond out loud. You can do it in your brain, but like,
What do you know?
What's
how do
the
we go?
cutest way to leave this place? If I was, let's say, new to the city and I had to leave very suddenly with 45 people,
I reckon in a little bunny costume.
Oh, it'd be pretty cute.
like, I should have thrown mine on.
Uh,
And have fucking sleepy shorts.
We should look around the city. We'll get the shoes while we're out, but we should look around the city, and I'd like to make note of if they check people who are exiting the way that they check people who are entering the city, or if you can just leave.
Yeah, any information we can get on security detail, for sure, would be great.
Just remember that the more questions we ask,
Yeah, no questions. Observe. Then I guess before evening we can try to find an exit here in the sewers.
Mm-hmm.
or during evening, since there's a
Right.
curfew, we might as well spend the nights down here.
Might be easier to find an outlet. If we don't in the daytime, we could, check down here, but check the surface to see if there's any outlets.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm so tired. Oh, you can have this back.
Oh, also don't forget to discard the 10 of Hearts as well.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Cholula, is your
Got a stack over here.
alarm, is that audible to all of us or only to you?
Just to me.
Okay.
Interesting. So far, you've pulled 2 aces and 2 10s.
Damn. Oh yeah, because I did an ace 10. Is that Dead Man's Hand?
I don't know anything about card games.
Dude, I'm gonna like throw salt over my shoulder and like I'll figure it out. Remind me in the chat at the end of the game to check out, or just tell me what the Dead Man's Hand is. I thought it was like 2 aces, 2 8s, 2 aces, 2 10s.
Did you guys have any more things that you needed to talk about before resting for the evening? Or any other plans you wanted to get through?
Should I message Vajra?
Yes.
That's how it looks on paper. To your credit.
I will cast Sending to Vajra Safar.
Okay, give me 1 second.
Are you getting your word counter out?
Oh, here
am.
comes this dog.
What is
She's a great
the
beatboxer.
tavern dog's name?
Bilious.
Bilious.
Bilious?
Yes, my
Bilious?
hound.
Bilious,
Bilious
you
the
bitch.
Bilius is a girl hound.
Here we are. Reset. All right, ready when you are.
Okay. It's Alma. In Chilrun.
This is the worst.
She looks like a hyena when she stands up.
Yeah.
All shoulders.
Something.
Oh,
Let's give it a second.
Yep. You're not counting those, are you?
lay down. Go on.
Yeah, we'll restart. It's Alma
It's Alma in Chilrun.
in Chilrun.
Something.
Had a baby, it's a boy.
Is wrong with the government.
Shit.
Oh, can we make shirts that say something is wrong with the government?
With the government. I like it's very sad.
Seems shardy.
With a D, correct? Okay, cool. Just checking.
She says in a sewer.
Need to get 45 refugees out.
Shardy.
That's a tall order. Things are a bit busy here. Anything I can help with specifically? Still got 33 words left for this conversation. Once again, as we always say, sending works differently for us. Instead of 25 to 25, like 25 words sent, 25 words received, we have a 50-word bank and a conversation can be had because that feels more fun to me.
Is there a way to locate?
You don't have to count, by the way.
I need to know for me that it's helping me think out how to approach my sentences.
You tell me. That's your bag.
Baby.
You got 4 words left.
Okay, thanks, love you.
Perfect. Somewhere across Windfell, Vajra sighs to herself.
I don't think she has the threshold right now.
A moment passes, and you hear Vajra's voice in your mind. Is there anything I can do to help without starting a war between holds?
Do you think you can find information on the current and former pontifex?
Excuse me, I'm so sorry. That wasn't Callan, that was me. I'll see what I can drum up. In the meantime,
Meantime is one word.
that's true. Stay safe up there. Contact me if you need an out for yourself. 2 words left. No, 1 word left, sorry. If you'd like to
Understood.
respond.
Peace.
Bye!
Bye.
Oh, a real long word. She can get us out, but not 45.
I'd say you would know by the nature of her magic that she could get you and including her, 4 other people out.
Yeah, I'll just leave it at us.
Okay. I mean, these people aren't in immediate danger, as we know right now. And
Right.
again, we're just doing some reconnaissance tomorrow.
But it's going to be harder for them to get food and supplies now.
We should check the front gates. With the bit of the ruckus we caused yesterday, it could be that no one's coming in for a while. Kinda spoiled that goose. I'm so tired. I'm sorry.
We should get some sleep.
Yeah, I'm going to roll out my bedroll.
Yeah, as you all set up and take your long rest for the night, you can go ahead and take a long rest. Oh no. Cholula, your alarm is not triggered throughout the night,
Nice.
and the spell fades after 8 hours, I believe. You all awaken the next day, feeling as refreshed as you can after having slept in a sewer. And for the sake of keeping things interesting, we're going to do a little bit of a montage. We're going to go through the things that you guys want to handle in Chillrun and check out. We'll make some rolls, and if anything needs any further playing out, then we will do so. So, let's make a list for the day of what it is that we want to accomplish, and then we will go through those things and see how they go. Shoes, number 1, easy.
Yeah.
You can mark off.
Vegetables.
You can mark off 2 gold pieces, shoes, and vegetables. Actually, if you want to make it 5 gold pieces, you can get enough groceries for the entire group of 45 people to not have to eat cheese for a couple days.
Nice.
Yeah, I got that.
Where do you think they go to the bathroom down here?
Wherever. The beauty of sewer living, baby.
The world's your toilet when you live in a sewer.
Hard to find a bed. Everything's the toilet.
Shirts left and right tonight.
That's tracksuit pants. The world's your toilet. Tracksuit pants.
And then just in real tiny on one cheek when you live in a sewer.
And highlighter brown. I don't even know what that looks like.
Highlighter.
What is step number 2? We'll say you get those purchased and delivered down to the sewers.
Monitor the front gate for a bit. See what
Maybe
security's
chill
like
and
in
have
and
some
out.
like spiced nuts, and just watch what's happening at the gate.
Yeah, for sure.
Stakeout. Classic stakeout.
The snow has melted.
Nuts out.
The snow has melted in the morning. And it's yet again warm and temperate.
Stakeouts happen because they eat steak?
Outside. That's when you eat steak outside.
Yeah,
I haven't seen anything.
Go ahead and just one of you make a perception check.
Not me.
I'll do it.
Will you?
I cannot percept.
Oh yeah, you definitely will. Your
For the
eyes
sake of this,
widen
we'll
like a cat.
we'll kind of hop around and like each of you will cover a different thing.
Yeah.
That is a dirty 20.
Nice. Keeping eyes. The entry to the city. We'll say that specifically you're at the narrow gate, which is like the main entry, where all the carts from Port Dampier come through. Entry is just as clogged as ever. You were thinking that the narrow gate was kind of like a misnomer because it's quite a large gate, but the fact that they only open it a little bit kind of tells you why they call it that these days. But yeah, it seems like they still go through every merchant's goods.
Did anyone leave though?
Yes, people do exit through the gate, and they are not subjected to the same rigorous pat down when they are leaving Chillrun.
Okay.
Which is kind of a stay safe out there and a metaphoric pat on the ass as they leave. But yeah, it seems like everything is business as usual as far as you can tell.
Do I get the sense that if we were to, let's pretend that we got a cart and we shoved people in there and bounced, would they be like, what's in there? Or would they
No,
just be
you see
like,
several.
later?
You see several merchant carts leave unchecked.
Cool. Okay.
How large?
It's also very strange being back in a place where the carts have wheels instead of legs. It's like odd. Everything's drawn by horses instead of just walking around. It feels
patting them.
weird,
Oh,
but also kind of like home.
How large are the merchant carts? Could 45-ish people fit?
Not in one.
And
no.
3 though?
Between 3? Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
You could, you could. It'd be pretty cramped. You'd probably want 4 or 5 to be like comfortable and not have like kind of people spilling over potentially. But 3 could probably do it if you're willing to pack in.
That could be something.
And then post that, can we find the place where we would purchase carts if we decided to go with that idea?
Yeah, there are stables at each gate
Nice. Okay.
and carpenters nearby that put together various wood goods.
Made to order.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so if you actually wanted to purchase like slightly larger carts for more cargo, you could fit more people in those.
Cool. And then we would only need 3.
Yeah, there's not really like a standard size.
You think there's still a point in checking for sewer stuff?
I think that might be our best method.
All right.
So, I mean, we can still talk to Wiggins just in case, but we'd probably each have to get a cart and then find a way to nonchalantly park them near a sewer where people can climb out and get into the cart.
Then the person we may want to talk to is
Thacker.
Thacker.
Eli Thacker.
What was it?
Or should I say Eli Thacker?
Eli Thacker.
Right. We can do that in shifts. There's
We could.
something about every 15 minutes, somebody,
How much-
a bit of guards come by.
How much money do you two have?
A lot.
I had more, but your mother's a big spender.
She took his bag of holding and left
I had
in the
about
night.
20,000 at one point. She stole it.
Alma, you're aware
I'm
that most of
alive,
that
right?
money went to your resurrection.
I'm just gonna hold that. I'm just gonna hold on to that in my heart that's broken.
About how much goes into a resurrection? Yeah, but how much, though? Because you can take that amount. You can take that. I'm on a strange island that has trees that talk to you and whales in them.
Anyway, do you two have enough that you could buy out Thacker's store? Because here's my thought process. I'm whispering. I'm whispering.
I'd imagine you guys are in like a private place.
Yeah.
We could make it seem as though we're about to go traveling as merchants. And that's why the carts are all there in the first place.
And we're selling people that smell like sewage.
No, we're selling all of the things from Thacker's store. But he'd probably agree if we buy out the stock.
Right?
I have about 30,700-ish.
That'll probably more than do it.
Yeah, I mean, you might make a dent.
Probably 1,000
Yeah.
would do it.
Maybe less. Don't
Probably
start there.
less.
Yeah, let him start with the
Well,
number.
yeah, don't tell him how much I have.
No.
No.
No, that's the rule.
Do you think that could work? I can try and butter him up a little bit, but the money will help.
We're not eating him. That's not what she means by butter him up.
I know. That's a turn of phrase. You said, let's get in this door and maybe eat them.
She didn't say maybe.
Right, exactly. I was
Anyway.
softening it for me.
Carts. I think maybe first we should talk to Thacker, otherwise we're hauling around a bunch of carts and that's not very inconspicuous.
I will say technically you guys would be aware that a cart is on the smaller end. On the larger end you could get like a full carriage, which would be more pricey but could carry more people and weight.
Okay, so carriage. The species of cart are.
That's
Cart.
different here. They have wheels.
We could see what Thacker would need in order to allow us to park near his store while we fill these carts, and if we need to completely buy him out, that's fine, but I think he may just,
Well,
he
we'll
may
want-
still want to have some.
We'll want the
Things.
cover of
loading merchandise, and
he
to
might-
fill a couple of carriages might be most of that store.
He might
Yes.
want the cover of having a couple things left in his store to
That's
continue
true.
running a store.
Yes, but at the same time, if they are not checking people's carts at the gate, you know,
No, but they might be watching us from the street.
yes.
We can make a bit of money back. Selling carts and selling what's in them.
Do you guys feel good about that?
Absolutely.
Yes, I think so. Should we visit Wiggins? I imagine if he wanted to leave, he would. There's nothing.
We can't be adding any.
As a
more things.
cartographer, he has the best opportunity to leave
Yes.
under any cover, so
Yeah.
nobody's being stopped from leaving, so.
Yeah.
And some of these people down here are looked out for, right? Callan is kind of in hiding, so it's
Right.
best to get him out without face. And
But
when I say
we
that,
just
I mean,
ran into him asking for money.
as soon as he saw a guard, he turned his back. Yeah, that sounds good. Do I need to do? Nope, that's it. I think.
If you could maybe provide some extra cover while we're evacuating the sewer.
Oh yeah, for sure. I've got a couple of ways I can do that.
We should probably speak with Thacker, and perhaps one of us could offer him, or I guess you're able to speak with him without speaking aloud.
Mm-hmm.
So we can try that, figure out what he wants, and then we can, I guess, tell Callan the plan and just get things in order. We could try to leave before the sun goes down today.
What time is it now?
It's currently like midday.
We could. Alright, I guess we head to Thacker's.
Right. Heading to Thacker's Threads. You step inside and approach the man himself. Oh, welcome back. Did you need some more climbing gear or
Is there
something of
anyone
that nature?
else in the store?
There's a couple of people around, yeah.
Well, you see, we were so impressed with the items that we bought from you already.
Oh, thank you.
You see, we're planning on doing a bit of traveling, and we were hoping to bring a good amount of your wares with us.
Right.
To, spread them around. We have friends, family, all sorts of people. Probably most of your stock, if you're willing to part with it.
Make a deception check.
$19. I missed charisma.
That is a tall order. You're trying to buy me out?
No, not
Forgive
all
me.
of your things.
Forgive me for asking, but he kind of like leans in and talks a little quieter. Are you? I can't help but think that there is maybe something else at play here.
I'm gonna use subtle spell. And I'm gonna cast message.
Okay.
And I'm gonna make it look like I'm just like looking at some things that he has like on his shelf.
Yeah.
as
Well,
I
with
talk.
subtle spell, you don't have to do anything.
No, I understand. Rather than just staring at him silently when
Oh,
you already
gotcha,
said
gotcha.
there's people in there, I'm making it look like, oh, this is a nice glove.
For
like,
sure. For sure.
I'm gonna say we're trying to evacuate the people in the sewer, but we need cover.
He kind of straightens, takes a look around the store, leans in again. How are you planning to get them out?
Well, we were hoping to use some carts for all of your wares. Did he say that?
Carriages.
He did speak out loud, yeah.
Carriages to transport all of these wares to.
Don't worry, everyone in here is trustworthy. 5,000 gold, and I want a spot on the cart.
Oh.
And we will be bringing some of my wares. We might need an extra cart. I can drive that one if we need it.
Does
Thanks
he
for God.
seem like he's planning on just like ditching as soon as
Make an insight
as
check.
soon as we get out of the city? 16.
16. I mean, maybe. But he seems to genuinely want
Okay.
out.
Worth it.
I'll be honest, things have gone a bit tits up here in Children. The laws are getting more and more stringent. It's bad for business. I myself am not a firm follower of the Fair Father, so I see no need to continue my business here as there's no business to be had. So I don't mind helping you out for a price. And
4,000. As we'll be transporting a lot of your goods on our carts as well.
make a persuasion check.
Just gave him free shipping? You fucking kidding me? Oh, we'll take all your shit out and here's some money. 16. I don't have any blessings. Bold, sir.
4,500. And you've got a deal. I'll even pay for the...
Sorry.
Are you alright? Do you need a lozenge? We have those. They're magical lozenges.
Oh, there's so
Eating
leather
some
goods,
bread.
furs, and lozenges.
Yeah. Clothing and throat care.
How about 4,000?
You were
and
saying
we
you would also pay for what?
4,500 and I will pay for and drive the fourth cart.
Oh,
That's fair.
yeah,
I
that's
think.
fair.
Perfect. If we split my goods among each of the 4 carts, there should be plenty of room for these passengers you speak of.
Okay.
That wasn't my money. I was just negotiating.
Of course.
Time.
Where is it that you are headed with these people? Where are you taking them?
We're thinking Dampier, right? We still need to rub shoulders. You can make sales there. We can make sales.
Yeah, to the south. That is a good plan. Solid.
Eventually,
We can split things up and put some all of my goods back onto one cart when we get to the port, and I can catch a ferry down to Dog Pines, and you can do whatever it is that you are planning to do.
All right.
Right?
I trust with those weapons you can keep us safe on the road to Dampier.
Wouldn't be the Mistwalkers if we couldn't.
Perfect. I should have mentioned earlier those stories that I have heard about the alabaster scales of the giant lizards in the dire pines of the Glasswood Holt. Usually the people telling those stories carry some heavy scars with them. So, 4,500 and a cart, you've got a deal.
I shake.
Jalula, do you have the money?
Yes, I do.
Could
I
you
do.
lend us some money, please?
Can we? I have 10 gold.
That's all right.
Wait. Attention everyone! We will be closing early today. I've got some time with this family that I got to spend. So, any last minute shoppings that you need to get done, you've got 30 minutes. I would love to take care of any and all the things that you need. You are welcome to stay here after hours, and I will get things packed up. You don't need to help me with that. And
We could go.
Get the carriages.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
perfect. If you just want to give me 4,400, call the extra 100 gold my pay for the cart. Tell them Thacker sent you, and it shouldn't be any more than that per cart.
Okay.
Horses included.
I'm guessing he also directs us to the cart place.
You found several stables.
Oh, great, the cart dealership.
Yeah, you found several dealers earlier today.
In this town?
Okay.
It's run by a single child.
I paid.
They always are.
Paid.
Yes.
All right, you pay Thacker after everyone leaves. He does do a little bit of business and begins packing as you all head out to the stables. There is an adult man running this particular stable.
Good.
Very
Feels
Love
good.
that.
His name is Elias Green, if anyone cares.
I do.
And he's very polite. And he happens to have 4 carts ready to go, already crafted. And he's got to deal with the stables nearby. This is a carpenter's shop. He's got to deal with the stables nearby that he can have horses included. It's going to cost you 100 gold per cart. But you can call it even if you marked off 4,500 for Thacker.
Does this guy know
On
what's
his.
going on?
Guy in the stable,
Yeah.
make an insight check.
Like the guy building the carts. He's like got 4 prepared. He knows he knows how shitty it's getting in this place.
Make an insight check.
So
Or,
it's
what I would say, is Silas trying to gather this, or would Silas ask about this?
I would try to gather it.
Okay, go for it.
so 400 for all the carts.
Yeah. How much did you mark off for Thacker?
44.
Yes. Then yeah, 400 for the carts. And that includes the horses. Each of them are drawn by 2 horses.
15.
15. Yeah, you get the sense of a savvy businessman who knows when he knows how to read the sales and see the ups and downs of business, and he knows that demand for carts is going to be on the rise pretty soon.
So fucked. They're charging more for oil at gas stations.
Oh no, he's still giving you a good deal because you name dropped Thacker.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it would have been 200 per cart. You get about a 50% discount.
I always go to gas stations and say,
Zach
Pim's
is
oil,
gonna
am I right?
come back for his here in a bit.
Should
If that's
I?
all right.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Should I go ahead and reach out to our friend to let him know to meet us?
Yes.
Okay.
I will. I'll get into one of the carts real fast. Just, oh, how nice, and it's very
Yeah, you
spacious. And then sending to
I just kind of like stand.
to Callan, and I hate to try and avoid the words. That's truly not the intent here. But I'm just going to let him know the plan, and that we're on our way.
Yeah, easy.
And we got shoes.
And we got shoes.
He responds,
There's plenty of room in the alleyway for at least 2 of the carts, so as not to arouse much suspicion. We'll meet you there.
and there's a little burp at the end.
Maybe we
Is
can
that a
do
word?
One of
Yeah, takes up one of the words.
maybe we can burp in your head to somebody. I'm sending you one right now. It's still going. Maybe we can park one of Thacker's carts in front of the alleyway. As he loads his real goods into it, we could be covered a bit.
Or in front of his store, like right in front of the door.
Right.
We could sneak people in that way.
Yeah, for the sake of... Sorry.
Does this carpentry store have any little wooden toys?
Yeah, tons of them.
I'm going to grab approximately as many as there are children.
Okay.
Finish.
Yeah, I think there's like 13 children total, 13 or 14. So if you want to mark off calculator. $7 gold. Called about 5 silver per kid.
Okay.
Wonderful. So with your armful of toys, I guess
I put
bag
it
of
in my
holding.
bag.
Yeah.
Well, I don't have a bag of holding.
Oh,
I
that's
have a
right.
bag.
Yeah, with your satchel full of toys and other shit.
You can
I
still
dumped
give
them in
to
there.
I'm not going to take credit for it.
For the sake of brevity, we'll say that you managed to, as subtly as you can, pull 2 of the carts into the alleyway that leads around back to Thacker's threads, and then one of Thacker's carts pulls up right in front of the door, and then one of yours kind of blocks the alleyway from view. So you've got a nice...
Caravan.
Yeah, but I mean, half of it's hidden, so
Yeah.
it's not overt.
Inconspicuous.
Yeah. And Thacker seems to have a couple of employees who are helping him. Everything's been packed up already and are bringing things out to the car. As they do, people are slowly being brought out of the sewers and piled into the carts.
I want to have split the food that we got into 3, except for I'm going to take enough carrots for each of the horses to have a carrot, and I'm going to feed the horses carrots because they're nice and they get carrots and they might die while we are on this trip. So
Yeah.
Almost certainly.
You never know. You never know.
they may die.
You give them a lovely last meal.
Yeah. Carrots are good.
I mean, maybe.
As kids get into the carts, I'm going to pass out toys.
Yeah, they're all very excited. You made sure to choose quiet toys. And their
Silent toys.
and their parents are sure to keep them quiet as well.
Yeah, and I'll extend the shadows in the area that we're loading in.
Absolutely, yeah. Filling the alley, a 30-foot space. Could I have... I guess I need to make this roll. I'm going to do this in the box, just for fun, because we have it and I love it and I want to use it all the time. But I promise not to overuse it. Basically, I just don't want to roll a 1 here. We're gonna call 10 and above is great. 5 to 10 we might need to talk to some guards about some things.
One is bad.
One is bad.
Okay, don't do that.
May I, as I finish passing out the toys, I'm gonna kind of stand as though I'm like chatting with Thacker's people, and I'm just kind of keeping an eye as a friendly face.
Yeah, for sure. I'll say that will give them advantage on this roll.
That's us advantage, or who?
I'm rolling for the civilians.
Okay, great.
As a
great,
group.
great.
That's a natural.
It's a natural fucking 20. We can't roll higher. You can't roll higher than that. Look at those 2 Fs. Now you can see them clearly for the first time.
Yeah, it's
For
so
the
pretty.
first time,
Thank
give
You
him
haven't
a
won
look.
some.
Thank you, Temple of Goodness.
Look.
Throw Robbie's in the chat if you like
Robbie's
that dice
in
game.
the chat.
The
Robert's in the chat, please.
Throw Robert in the chat.
Do I have an emote? Is there a Cameron emote? Like a DM emote?
I think you
There is
do.
a Cameron.
Oh.
I need to send up my ideas for names for this thing. See how the Discord
There he
feels
is.
about my.
I was just curious.
Cameron's in the
naming
chat.
Oh, thanks.
He's in there.
Thank you, Sam.
I love you. You're my husband.
I love you. You're my wife. On a natural 20, no
You
suspicion.
two have never.
No suspicion is aroused at all. No one's aroused. Nobody's even slightly aroused as everyone
It's
climbs
a tense situation.
into the carts. It is quite tense. And everyone piles in. And actually, you manage to pile up Thacker's goods kind of in the back of each cart, so that, or carriage, I should say, so that if anyone were to kind of like peer through or take a peek in, they would just see piles of clothing.
Nice.
Nice.
Everybody loads in, and it's still, actually, you guys have been pretty efficient today. Still a couple of hours before sunset.
Nice.
Good, because there's a curfew here.
Let's
There
fucking
is.
bounce.
And as you make your way out, are any of you not proficient in land vehicles?
I am apparently proficient in ships. I
Nice.
did not know until after we left Mist.
Kitty is the only one proficient in land vehicles, is what we're saying.
Wonderful. Gotta have each of you make an animal handling check. Kitty, you can add proficiency if you don't already. And
I do.
each of you are just rolling straight animal handling.
16.
Nice.
14.
11. 14. Okay, it was a DC 10.
The car just runs away.
Yeah, not-
on that.
You can catch up, so
Yeah,
it's
nothing,
nothing.
nothing crazy. These are trained horses broken in the stables.
They didn't just freshly catch wild animals.
Yeah, enjoy your stallions. Man, they don't like being stitched up like that. Is that what we call it? Stitches?
It was super calm.
This is my first day working at a carpentry shop. I've never made a carriage before.
It was
The wheels
calm when
fall
we made
off.
them sleep, but now they're awake and they're pissed.
Stitched.
Oh, Ellie's Green. My new favorite character.
It's an interesting accent. Where are you from?
North.
North of here?
It's cold there, yeah.
Wild. You guys ever had pizza?
He's a Goliath. I didn't mention that.
Wait a minute. Is this Giorgio Authentic Pizzeria?
That one shot drops. If you're not a subscriber, which if you are a subscriber here on Twitch, you can watch immediately our one shot from last night, Halloween theme that Taylor ran. It was wonderful. If not, it'll be on our YouTube channel on Monday. So subscribe. Anyway, back to what we were doing.
Right. Tense.
There is quite a deal of tension as you all are, some of you familiarizing yourself with driving a carriage and kind of trying not to side-eye the guards too much as you're making your exit. And you notice later in the day there actually are a larger number of people. Like, you don't have really a base reference from, because you haven't been watching the last few days, but you get the sense that there are a lot more people leaving than usual. Typically it was, like earlier today it was mostly merchants, but in this part pre-evening it seems more and more families are packing up and moving on, which there's a part of you that thinks that's good for them, going out to, find new horizons, start new lives for themselves outside of the oppression of this theocracy. But then there's another part of you that knows how dangerous the wilds can be, and you just hope that they're prepared.
A lot of children are going to become adventurers.
Are they?
Oh, no.
Lots of origin stories.
A lot of orphans. It's not that funny.
So many
is it?
orphans. At the end of the day. He has mugs now. I really want to get one.
Are they all going in like opposite directions? Are any of the families like heading the same way that we are?
A few of them are, yeah. As you make your way safely outside of the city walls, and you breathe a sort of sigh of relief, and then pull your jackets close, and are thankful that you really padded the interiors of the carriages with winter clothing, therefore keeping those inside a little bit warmer, because it is frigid out here.
Yeah.
It's like maybe 2 steps below a blizzard outside as you exit, and there's just snow drifts blowing across the street. You swear you see a couple of people who are kind of like huddled up, unmoving against some of the frozen buildings as you're making your way towards the outskirts of the city itself, and you're not sure if they're asleep or what. But continuing on your way, you begin to curve south. You see a number of people are actually heading in the direction of the Galen Mountain Range, but about an equal amount of people are headed in the same direction that you are, southward into the thick of the dire pines and the glasswood holt. And as you set out and begin making your way southward towards Port Dampier and whatever awaits you along the way, that's where we're going to end tonight's episode.
But I want to keep going.
I know, I want to too. It's only 11:42, but
we could
if
get
we
caught
keep
up
going,
on anything.
yeah,
I know.
I had been, fun fact, I had actually, so I think last week, I had both branches fully planned out, depending on whether you went the Galen Mountain Range or if you went south to Port Dampier, in case you guys were just like, yeah, fuck this place, we're out. So I've actually had quite a lot of time to be looking over these like random encounter tables and making them very, like, every option is interesting in my opinion. So I know if we get into it now, we're going to be here for another 2 hours, and I don't want to do that to Rob.
Well, actually, if we can get 200 more followers in the next 5 minutes, we will continue playing.
Call your friends.
Call your friends.
Call your family.
You
know
guys have 50 friends each, right?
Yeah, I'm feeling generous. 100. 100 more followers.
It is around that time we get suddenly rated.
Yeah, right. Although
Just coming to me going, 100 followers.
milestone of the stream, which is not only just having like we can see some rolls now that are fun. Our first recorded natural 20 where you can see the die roll happening.
Yeah.
Exciting.
That's very exciting.
Very first roll of the game, man. Fucking no possible on dice I've never touched before.
Yeah,
I wish we had a camera for that.
I love that clip. It's very fun. Our first ever clip. Well, before we go, we have a giveaway to announce.
A giveaway.
I'm gonna tilt this camera up.
Oh yeah, the winner. I'm so sorry.
Of that pretty dice.
The winner of the beautiful Halloween night dice from Fable Fire. Hellbell 666!
Hail yourselves.
Did we all become
Congratulations.
Yes.
Hell yeah, congratulations. Again, those are going out probably sometime next week. Yeah, that was a very fun stream.
Yeah, man. That was great.
There's a lot going on. And now we get to make the trek back to Waterdeep and see what dangers and encounters lie along the way.
Oh, I forgot what's in Port Dampier. Unless you've completely changed.
Oh, no. I know what you're thinking of. And trust me, it's still there.
Yes.
For those of you who don't know, we played a previous campaign across Winfell, and it's kind of why it took us a little bit to come back from Mistinor and get into it, because we didn't want it to be so fresh.
Yeah.
Because we were all over the place. But I've had time to go through and change some things. But there are some mainstays that will be fun for us, and hopefully just as fun for all of you. and I look forward to checking out a particular bar in Port Dampier where everything is intriguing. We'll see all of you next Saturday. Same great time, same great place right here on twitch.tv/Arcanarama. Follow us to be notified when we go live and to be eligible to win the 2 giveaways that we'll be doing again next week. More minis, more dice. We'll see all of you then. But until then,
Happy Halloween!
Happy Halloween!
happy Halloween! Stay safe out there.
adventurers.
You gotta leave it.
I was cut off.
Oh, it's me, a ghost. Hey.